basic background of what's happening. So, in a world long forgotten, in a time many do not remember, lived a village up in the northern wastes. The village wasn't that large nor that small, and it lived relatively peacefully with its neighbors. In the wastes of the far frozen north live a people, a hardy people, people used to hardships and trials and tribulations. Long winters had made the people strong. But there was one time during the winter that even some fear, the long night, a phenomenon that in the olden days was superstitious. Some many still hold and cling to that belief that the sun goes away because it goes out, and the gods must rekindle the flame in the sun before it can return, bring light and bring the springtime and the harvest seasons. Before these many long nights, many of the people gather around in fires and use this time to bond, to grow closer, swap stories, tell tales. But always they warn the young children of the night and of the darkness and those they cannot see. But there are things that creep around in the eternal darkness, things that dart between the trees and shadows, things that go from the corner of your eye that if you looked, you would have sworn you saw something. Strange sounds can be heard, but these are relatively things that cause little to no problem. As long as you stay within the walls during the long night, nothing can come get you. You're safe behind the walls. You're safe with the fire. You're safe with family. This village has had a slightly tumultuous time. In the past years, a new king usurped the old one. The old king was a cruel and cold man. He was callous, and the new king was once one of his closest advisors. When he took the throne, many of the townspeople, many of the village, supported it. But some did say that he was now cursed for the way he took the throne. Some years back, his wife died of disease. Even sooner, his daughter died in a fire. And now, whispers say that the beast of long night, an ancient evil, a story, a boogeyman, a wives' tale, some would say, has descended upon the village. Isolated cabins and farms have gone quiet. Strange sounds, not like the ones normally heard, have been heard by the town's guard in the late hours. And now, tragedy has struck. The king's last and only family member, his son, has been taken out of his room in the night, and a guard was slain. His throat was slashed, his blood frozen on the ground before anybody could find him. His body was cold and brittle. The king, now distraught, has called upon, forced, or bribed people to come help him. You four, whether bribed, forced, volunteered, for whatever your reasoning, be it noble or unjust, have taken up this cause. The king begs and pleads with you to find his son. He says, dead or alive, I just wish to know where he is and what got him. And if this beast is alive, if this beast of night is true, you must slay it. The beast, many have said throughout the years, that has many forms no one can agree upon. Some say it is covered in fur that makes it so dark that it even swallows up any remaining light. Some say it walks on all fours. Some say it walks on two legs like a man. Some say it has skin as hard as iron. Some say it can move through the trees. Some say it can fly. Some say it has red eyes. Some say it has none. None of the stories make any sense. They come from different times, but all can say that the Beast of Long Night is a vengeful and intelligent creature. There's something not of this world. As you four prepare, maybe you've known each other, maybe you haven't, maybe you've been here all your life, maybe you just arrived. But as you four prepare in the longhouse, many of the people inside give you long and weary glances, as if they're trying to memorize your face for this probably the last time they might see you. And as the warmth of the fire bathes your skin, you get your weapons, you get your tools, you load up on supplies, and as you walk out, you open the door, and that cold gust of wind hits you in your face. It's almost a biting sensation. It almost takes the breath out of your lungs. But you all steel yourselves and you march out the door into the snow, into the dark, into the cold, and as the door closes behind you, as the last glows of the amber light bathe your skin, the last little bit of warmth hits you before the door closes. And now the four of you are now trapped in the eternal darkness, in the cold, in the snow, in the wind. All right, you're in the town. What are you going to do?
How much light is there?
Naturally or unnaturally?
Unnatural, any light.
Oh, no, there's no light. There's an overcast. There's like very almost no loom. The only light that comes out is from the windows and doorways of some of the houses. Some little slivers of golden light from the fires inside.
My girl's gonna light a candle.
I think
All
first
right.
maybe
As you
we
light
should.
the weak, as you light the weak flame, the winds would take it out.
Hmm.
I think we should probably describe our characters so that we know what each other looks like first.
Yeah. So who is going on this adventure? Yeah, the winds are blowing, so you could light a torch that would last, but a small candle
I
would
have
blow
a
out.
lantern.
Okay, but yes, describe your characters. We'll start with yes.
So do we all know each other? Are we all from the same village?
So some of you are from this village, some of you are visiting, and some are. So I believe the two of you that are from this village are going to be Faust, your character, and Anna, your character. You two are from this village. Todd and Knick Knack are not from this village.
Okay. Sorry.
Right.
Who did you want to
But
go
yes,
first?
down the line we'll just go on the roll 20. So it says Mark B. Whoever that is, describe your character.
That's me. All right, so you guys can see Knick Knack is about 3.5 to 4 feet tall. He's wrapped pretty much head to toe in cloth and in his leather armors, his light armor. He almost has like a Berber headscarf wrapped around his lizard folk reptilian features. He's got like a dull copperish tone to his scales, and you can see him currently lashing his lantern to the end of his 3 meter long pole, and he's filling up the lantern with oil at the moment as he's trying to get a flint and tinder to work in the wind.
All right. Let's see. Next in the roll 20 is Todd, your character.
I'm Gordon Yellowjacket. I study history. History is good. History will help you. I have been in this little town some time looking for more history. I am a gecko. Gordon Yellowjacket. You can't really see the yellow due to the ringmail in my many furs, 'cause it's cold up here. But history is important. I'm here for history. History will help you. You should help me find history.
All right. Next is Anya.
That would be my character. So she is basically is a very was a well-to-do guard. She used to work for the royals, but she has been removed from that post after the princess's death, and she should have been a fairly well-known face in the village because she used to run errands down in the village for the princess on the down low. She is normal height, human, and has her trusty hunting dog, Bombay, Alaska, with her. And the last, I can describe the dog too if
Alright.
you want, but it's a
Yes,
small
please.
dog.
Yeah,
It's
describe
a
your dog.
small terrier dog that is very good at sneaking and killing rodents, and is black
Okay.
with a white marking on its nose.
BA, like bad
Nice.
attitude, is better than BO.
Oh.
Alright, and next is Faust.
Rom is a 6-foot tall, warrior-built man with shoulder-length black hair, grim face, wearing heavy armor with a sword and a half slung to his back. So looks like a normal straight sword that you would usually use with one hand, but it's a bit extended out from its normal length. He constantly has a look of disdain, anger, scrunched up eyebrows. He hasn't spoken much this entire time that he's been around all of you. Anna, your character, if you've lived in the village, you would know that Rom has a lot of rumors around him. He lives on the outskirts of the village. He serves as a ranger for the tribe. And the rumors are that he was the former, or his father was the former king that was overthrown by the current king. Since then, his entire family has died, fell out of grace with the tribe, and now he lives in basically the black sheep, living on the outskirts, not participating in society at all.
Very fun. My character was the bodyguard, and she used to run errands for the princess of the current people. But she is currently not in good standing because her charge died. Technically, she was not in charge of watching her when she died. Also, she has blonde hair and blue eyes,
What's her name?
and very Nordic. The girl?
Yeah, your name?
I was pronouncing it Aya, but if you want to pronounce it something else,
Sorry, I just want to
Aya? Okay.
write it down.
Aya works just fine. Alright, so as the four of you, this motley crew, walk out into the bitter, chilled cold, the only lead that you all have currently is that the king has said that one of the houses that lives outside the village, one of the farms, has gone quiet. He says that if the beast is around, that would be a good place to start. Plus, also, he wants to make sure that they are okay.
So I guess you guys see Knick-Knack finish lashing the lantern to the end of the pole. He's finally gotten it lit after about a minute or so of angry hissing and swearing, and he kind of glances up and, hey, so like the people who are from here, where the fuck do we go?
That's actually a very good question. What
Rom,
information do we have? Yeah.
So like I said, the king did say that there was a farm that had gone quiet. He wants you to investigate it because he believes that that might be a good place to find where the beast might be or get some signs on it, because no one saw this thing, and there's no tracks because the snow buried all the tracks. But
So-
it's close enough, and it's in the relative direction of where where many believe the beast might have gone. So you need to go.
Rom?
Historically speaking, the farm was that way.
Yeah, I don't know if historically speaking.
So
really
Rom,
works
you
here
would
at
know
Mystery
where
Play.
this place is.
All right. Rom looks down at the strange little creature that's speaking to him. Gives him like a side glance before looking back out into the darkness. We have to go tracking in a farm. It's not far from here, I don't think, but apparently that's where the tracks lead to. We can start our investigation there.
Well, no fucking time like the present. And you watch as the little lizard man begins walking off in the direction you pointed, with the light kind of bobbing behind him on the very long pole, like the almost 10-foot pole.
Why
Hey,
would they
wait up
in
for
this?
me! And
The
she's gonna
light,
trot after him because she
oh,
doesn't like getting outside of the light bubble.
the light from the lantern is weak. The only thing keeping it lit is the fact that it has the glass walls around it. As the lantern shifts back and forth, not only from the swaying of the walking, but also from the gust of gale winds that continue to pick up loose snow and kick into your faces, and any exposed flesh in your body burns almost from the extreme temperature. Um, as the four of you, let me just change the scene real quick.
Can I send my dog out to scout around us?
You could, but it's very dark, and you can't see past like 10 feet from the lantern.
I'll just tell my dog to walk around us, right around the outside of us.
All right. But as you all make your way through the dark and twisting trees, Rom, is there a like some sort of like survival roll or something like that?
It'd be lore, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So give me a lore roll, please, Rom, and Aya, since you are two from this area.
I got a 10.
All
Nice.
right, wouldn't Todd also do that because
I've been here
his-
for some weeks studying.
he's been studying the culture of it.
Sure, you can do it too.
I also got a 10.
Obviously, history needs
So-
more studying.
So, as Rom, you've been through these woods a lot, and even Aya, you as a younger girl used to kind of wander these woods. You never really did it during the long night, but you still remember the occasional landmark of there was this giant rock that you and your friends used to jump around on and play. And after you pass that, you remember that there is a small creek, even though now it's been dried up for some years, but you can still see the path it used to cut. Rom, on the other hand, you have done some treks through the long night, and you travel not based upon sun or star or landmarks like that. You've actually you yourself have placed small little markings on the bottoms of trees etched in there, so that way you know which direction you're going in a very kind of almost, it seems chaotic at first, but it's a very direct path. You're just kind of weaving between the trees as the four of you all go through snow and rocks and twigs, breaking some branches as the wind just kind of howls around you.
Right. Rom will lead them
Occasionally,
and
you will.
look back, saying, "Don't fall behind."
History waits for no one.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm gonna stay within the circle of the light.
As you all move through the woods, occasionally you might hear what sounds like twigs and leaves snapping and breaking. Is it the weight of the snow crushing down on the dry branches, or is it animals moving around you? Are the animals there for you, or are they just trying to pass through?
Can I
The
see what
light,
it is?
as Ron, you could try. Give me like a perception roll.
Cool.
His character is supposed to be able to see in dim light.
Yeah.
Because of Gecko.
And
This is darkness. This is not dim.
in darkness, I see as if it was dim light.
Okay, but you can still need a roll.
Is that a physical or a lore?
I would say physical because you're trying to physically see.
Okay, so it's that minus a 1
Uh,
because it's dim light.
Rom's gonna turn
Yeah.
to Aya.
So unfortunately,
Sorry, go ahead.
no. As you peer into the darkness, Gordon, you are not able to see anything really distinct, but you do. Maybe is it the trick of the light from the lantern playing and reflecting off the snow? Were those long shadows there before? What was that that moved quickly and darted? You don't know.
Ron
That
turns
makes it even spookier.
to Aya and says, "The light is drawing things to us. You should put it out."
And if we don't have it, we won't be able to see at all. Light is good.
We can barely see outside of the light's ring anyway.
Yeah, well, then we can stab things when they get into it.
I would prefer not to have anything come that close to us. Do any of you have experience walking in the long night like this?
She's gonna
Historically, yes.
just blink at him.
All right,
Why
fine. Big.
would I go outside when it is dark?
Why the king would send people like you on this trip is beyond me. Do as you will. But if your blood stains the snow, I warned you.
Duly noted.
Don't worry,
As you
we'll just
continue
burn
along your
you
trek.
if you do. And use your bones for torches.
Okay, I'll remember that. Carry on.
Rom, we'll remember that. As the four of you make your way, I'm going to need another roll from Gordon, Aya, and Rom, please, for lore, so we don't get lost.
Another 10.
Woohoo!
Nice. Yeah, so Rom, again, you are an experienced hunter and ranger. You are been following your marks all through the snow. You've been leading this, trucking a path through the snow that Nick Knack has been using as a almost as a trough to get through because the snow is getting pretty high and thick at some places.
Fuck.
But thankfully,
God,
you're breaking it for him.
Damn it.
Unintentionally, you are.
fucker. God, you fucker.
As Gordon, you start to remember reading up about this area, and you remember that once you passed Eagle's Cliff, which is a cliff face that has this weird rock formation that looks like an eagle, you know that the farmland that past that area, you remember reading something about the land being very fertile there. So you can infer that this is the right path towards the farmland. As Aya, you're starting to get a little bit further out than you normally have gone. You never really try to stray that far from the village, especially at night. So this is kind of, you're starting to reach the end of really where you've been trekking. This, by the way, you all been moving for the past about hour or so through the woods at night through the snow.
Is this farm
The
populated?
winds have not. It should be.
It's the one that went quiet.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
But it went quiet sometime. It went quiet a few nights ago, and they're thinking that it's correlated with the princess kidnapping.
Okay.
It was the prince that was
Let's see.
kidnapped, right?
Yes, it was the prince. It was the son. As you start going up the steep embankments, snow going up if you're human-sized, going up to your thigh. If you're smaller, it's probably going up more to your chest. Occasionally hitting pockets and trudging through the snow. Can you make me a physical roll, please?
Six.
All right. Rom, you've been just steamboating ahead of everybody else, and then as you are moving through, your foot hits a pocket, like an empty void space, as your body sinks down, almost to you're just below your collarbone into the snow, into the embankment, and as you slowly, now, so everybody, you just see Rom just going to go, just straight down.
Oh,
You will need
shit.
help in order to get out. Or you
Who's
can
been
make a
out
physical
here
roll that's
before?
higher.
You see as the little lizard man walks forward and quickly begins crafting, using his rope, a little harness that we can use to get enough force to drag the big dude out. So can I roll a craft roll for that?
You may.
Boo! It's my
Um,
best stat.
So you as you take your
laugh.
rope out, you notice that there is a layer of frost on your rope, and so as you're trying to tie it, it's like cracking and breaking at some places. You're having to cut off the dead parts of it and kind of try to reuse it. So you're getting there, but it's taking a lot longer than normal.
Aya laughs and tries to craft one for him using her rope.
Sync roll.
Yeah, as your rope is not probably. I would say that Knickknack's rope is probably not the best quality of rope. Your rope is
Oh, fuck
actually
no.
very good, Aya, as you tie a very
Oh no, he's
basic.
everything he owns is stolen from dead bodies.
Jesus. But
Someone
yeah, as
hand me
as
an
you
actual
do
piece
tie
of
it good,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm getting to you,
Hey, as you-
pretty
as you-
sir. She's gonna wrap it up. And lasso his face.
as you all are doing this,
Mm.
as you all are trying to lasso Rom out of the snow, Gordon, since you're not actually trying to help, make me another physical roll to see into the darkness.
I just love the idea of the two people doing this while Gordon's just standing there looking around.
I'm watching for stuff.
My dog is also circling.
Gordon,
Just remember.
okay, give the dog a roll, please, for seeing into the darkness.
I got a 9.
I saw. I was waiting for the dog. Okay. The dog, who's been circling you guys and trying to occasionally stopping and sniffing, suddenly you see its hairs on the back of its neck kind of bristle up as it kind of points into a direction and growls before suddenly it kind of takes a couple steps back. As you see this, Gordon, you look over and you kind of follow where the dog was looking. As those clouds move across the sky and the snow continues to fall, there's a slight break in the clouds and the moon shines through, almost like a silver beam of light. And for a brief moment, the illumination kind of rises over the four of you. And in that illumination, you see something that twists a knot in your stomach. As you see pairs of eyes staring back at you, reflecting in the moonlight like gems. Very hungry looking gems. As then the clouds then capture and envelop this moon, and you know you're not alone.
Hey, crafters and stuck one. Bloody history. There's something with hungry eyes watching us.
Pull me out of this
What the fuck
damn
is
hole
happening?
already.
And
We're
Um,
trying, big man. You're fucking
as
huge.
you say that, as you say that, Gordon, you all, the four of you now that you all have been kind of clued into it, can hear multiple things. You can hear the soft footsteps. You can hear the twigs breaking, as if almost you're being surrounded. You don't know how many, but there's something here, and the only thing illuminating the area is the lantern. I would need a physical roll from anybody who was helping Rom out of the snow. Okay, so with the two of you,
Nice. Nick actually used the
Aya
rope.
and Nick, the two of you start to yank and pull Rom out of the snow, and he slowly just you're having to pull not just his large frame, but also all the weight of the snow as you two trug this large man out. Rom, this is not your first time being caught in a snowdrift. You could have gotten out by yourself. It would have just taken a lot longer. You're a survivalist. This is not the first time it's happened to you. But you know that there are things like wolves and other creatures of the night, and even hopefully not worse things that could prey upon you. So
Are we
you
are we
know
surrounded?
what's up. You think you are. You can hear that there are things moving around you. and you don't know if it's the sound of the dog that you have right here growling, or if it's a sound of the things moving around you potentially. But they're staying
Rom.
out of the light currently.
Rom pulls himself up, brushes the snow off, and draws his sword. All of you, stand back to back in a circle. And he'll face out into the woods. Flee, creatures! Begone!
All right. Is there
Hey,
an
come
intimidation?
back and there. Aya is going to also draw her sword and actually take position as ordered.
Is there an intimidation thing, Faust?
I'm honestly gonna guess either social or combat. That makes the most sense to me.
I could try to be very threatening.
Todd,
with
you're
combat.
muted.
This is
Todd had something to say, but he's muted. He is still muted.
Also, Knick-Knack is backing up into a proper like pole arm, a phalanx style position, just getting himself ready for a charge. And he's standing directly beneath the pole arm. Like his pole is like right in the middle of the group, behind everyone's back. He kind of sticks it into the snow, so the lantern's just kind of hanging in the wind above us, and then puts his spear down, getting ready for someone charging us.
Yeah, Knick-Knack, if you have a pole arm, I'm gonna kind of position everybody around you, because you can attack from the back and don't have to be. So I'm gonna have us stand in a circle around you.
Yeah, poking out of a particular spot.
Unless the monster,
kind of guiding it with your calls.
Unless they're inimically hostile, there's a reaction table on page 39 you can use, and this suggests using social 6+ to improve the reaction roll.
okay. Give me a social roll, please.
Crap.
So the Google Drive is not working.
Damn you, Todd.
We are playtesting, so.
Let's
Well-
see. Barbaric, open it up.
I guess I could also try.
Try and look for the Barbaric summary. There we go.
No,
The
it's
summary
on the...
has it, but the page number I gave is from the regular rules. The summary is on
the reaction one.
the
that
last
is
page.
on the last page.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, as you kind of scream into the darkness to kind of ward off these creatures, it seems to have no real effect. They still seem to be circling you, and at the time right now, you guys cannot get a good look at them. You don't know what they are. All you know is that there seems to be more than one, possibly more. You don't know how many more.
Can we see them at all?
No, they're staying out of the light. You can try to give me a physical roll to see through the darkness. Maybe the lantern might illuminate them slightly.
You guys,
I'm gonna try to go and see if she can make them calm. It's all right. You guys just go and chill out. Be nice. Be in the night. Go back to the darkness. And we fail.
Hey, you got a 5 too. Nice. We both suck.
Okay.
How
I
far
have
are we
a
from the
5
forest?
with. It's a 5 with +2.
How far are we from the forest edge, towards the farm?
Wait, why is my plus? I'm confused. When we roll this, don't we get pluses on our things?
You do. It says 3 + 2. The 3 is the roll. The +2 is your skill.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Yeah, you rolled
Ouch.
garbage, Anna. You rolled garbage.
Yeah. So, Faust, you know, Rom, that if you ran right now, you could maybe reach the farm in about 5 minutes. But that would mean you got to do a dead sprint, and one, there are pitfalls like the one you just fell in, and two, not everybody here can move like you can. So
Well-
you can make it in 5 minutes, but not everybody else can.
I look around at the others. What are all of you carrying? Is there anything we can throw at them?
Short spear, knife, or hammer.
No.
History.
you watch as Knick-Knack opens up a rough bag that you can see is much too large for him and has a couple old, like, darkened brown stains that at least Rom can tell are, like, old blood stains. And he pulls out a bunch of military flasks and he hands 2 to each of you. So this is a physical 8+ to hit within a 5 to 10 yard range, 2d6 fire damage, and a 1.5 meter radius. As he's handing them out, you can see his eyes are kind of like lighting up as he's kind of like having trouble giving these things up. But as he passes them out to everyone in the area, he goes, "Just look, if you light the top and you burn a tree or burn an area when you hear a fucking snicker, just watch." And he hurls one towards one of the nearby trees to give us some more light outside of the range of the lantern. Pro.
Uh,
All right. So
can you tell me the
just roll
stuff?
me a give me a.
Oh, it just succeeds.
All right. So Knick-Knack, as you take this, flask, you um, take out the little flint and tinder and you light the little paper, and as it's still is kind of embering and burning, you just kind of chuck it at a nearby tree. As you do, this plumage of fire happens. Mind you, the area is all cold and wet, so it doesn't spread. But for a brief moment, as if
Yeah.
frozen in time, this fireball consumes everything. And in that brief moment, like I said, time kind of slows down as the whole area lights up. And seeing around you all, you can see that there are 3. I'm going to post their picture in the main chat.
Wendigos.
It's loading.
Smokey the Bear has found you.
It's loading.
I'm liking the
hey.
music choice you got, Pro. By the way, I'm listening to it right now. It's perfect.
Aya
Thank
is
you.
going to have been very happy to get something to light on fire and be slightly giddy and laughing as she is going to try to follow suit, just so that you know that that's being set up while we
Alright,
are
cool.
waiting.
Before you do that, yep, waiting for the picture to load. It should load in a second now. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's friendly.
Cool.
So you see these 3 humanoid creatures. They look like a mixture of man and beast, and as the flames envelop the area, you can hear their braying and twisted man-like beastie screams as they are, kind of shocked. They seem to be holding these crude weapons of stone and bone, heads adorning their bodies as you can see they're wearing both a mixture of skinned pelts of flayed skin and fur, but also their own natural fur, which is matted and soaked in gore and frozen over as they kind of twist and recoil back from the flame. The flame doesn't harm them; they didn't hit them,
Yeah,
but because it was a blind throw.
yeah. Specifically, he wasn't aiming it that way, but as soon as the light comes up, you guys just hear Knick-Knack scream.
Um.
As that happens,
That was excellent timing.
as you like scream out, and as the light slowly fades from that initial fireball, you hear them roar and just bray. As you can hear now, as like the last glimpse of the light is them running towards your position.
Aya's gonna be throwing
Aya, you
the
said-
sack.
Yeah. Choose your targets and throw.
All right. So if you're throwing into the darkness, you miss. As Aya, you chuck it in a random direction and it hits the snow, kind of like it doesn't really explode out because they hit the snow, but the glass is very thin. It's meant to break, and so it just kind of like break a little bit, and the fire just kind of like the oil and the fire kind of slide across the top layer of the snow, kind of harmlessly. It does illuminate the area a little bit, but not enough to really do much more than what's already being done. But it does kind of more again illuminate the eyes as one, if you can all envision it, if you're all kind of in a circle. One is rushing towards you from the north, if you can use your mind to visualize like a compass rose. One is going at you from the north, one is coming at you from the southeast, and one is coming at you from the west.
History says that would be 3.
So let's get an initiative order going.
Which one? Initiative.
Right above your
I found
weapons.
Is that combat roll?
Yeah, it's 2d6 plus combat.
Okay. Eight.
Nice. Way in front of me.
You have a +3 to combat, Faust? Jesus.
Yes, sir.
I have a +2 and I still ended up with like pitiful.
I specifically turned this guy into a random, like, he's like a low-tech artificer, so he just got high craft.
Oh, Aya, do not forget your dog. Your dog also is in the fight.
Thank you. I did forget my dog. Poor puppy.
That's fine.
How could you
So,
forget flambe?
that is-
Are we changing it to flambe?
Flambe forgot about us.
I really do want it to be flambe, Anna. It was so funny.
Poor fondue.
Okay. All right, I'll do flambe. Let me change it. Open.
So they all rolled really well, guys.
Yeah.
Except for flambe.
He's talking about the monsters.
All right, so let's see.
Hmm.
Next initiative tracker would be Gordon.
Why is it not letting me bring up Bombay's thing? Flambe! Just
Next,
imagine that I've changed it because it's not letting me bring up their character sheets anymore.
It's all good.
Poor tiramisu.
next is going to be Nick Nack. Then it's going to be. Actually, I'm going to let Rom go first because he's the higher modifier. So it's going to be Rom, then Nick Nack.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me.
If I misspell your name, I'm sorry. All right. So the order is Beastman 1, Beastman 2, Beastman 3, Gordon, Rom, Nick Nack, Aya, and Dog. All right. As these twisted horde creatures. Now, Rom, you have actually seen these creatures before. They are what are called beastmen. They are twisted abominations of man and beast. They come out during the long nights, especially. They are savage, primitive things that haven't progressed past really the Stone Age in technology. Very violent, very aggressive, very cannibalistic. Also, they do eat flesh. And you try your best to avoid them, but you have scrapped them on a few occasions. They are very savage, simple creatures, but they do have a animalistic cunning. They're not stupid. They'll never make a great work of art, but they are still nothing that you shouldn't just kind of brush off. And they are very strong, stronger than you would think. As one of them charges straight towards you and raises up this, twisted root of a club that looks like it has some sort of knotted tip at the end with some spikes on it.
Brace
It's
yourselves.
going to try to.
Fuck.
Wow, I just keep rolling just phenomenally.
Bruh. All right.
Just
Well,
throwing bombs, man.
Wow.
who are you attacking me? Who are you
Yes, attacking you.
Okay, so just for
Yeah, I'm
reference, we apply to hit half of my combat score rounded up as a penalty. So that actually is applies of a -2 for me to hit me. Also,
Oh, okay, sweet. So
if
that
we're
would be
looking at my stuff, I have +3, or I have 11 protection. So that would drop your roll to 11.
nice. So
and
you eat that.
No, I think,
That's to hit roll, not a damage roll.
yeah, you're right. I'm just saying, like, I have 11
Okay.
protection when I do get hit. So you do hit me.
Yes.
Let's take a look at
And then
combat.
let's see. I'm going to try to combat on the thing.
What is a crit roll? Crit is a natural attack throw of 12, or if attacks these attacks.
So it doesn't crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, crits only box cars, so.
Okay.
Or it exceeds
Let's see.
the target number by 6 or more.
Oh damn! So if like you only have to hit on a okay, if you have to hit on a 4, then you can roll a 10 and crit.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this is all difficult, so this is gonna be an 8 or higher in order to hit people
Yeah,
because you're
melee
actively
is-
trying not to get hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
melee is 8,
Um,
effective range is 8, maximum range is 10.
All right, so I do
Okay.
get hit, and I
Gotcha.
am going to be subtracting 11 points of damage from whatever they roll for damage.
Damage. Yep. And so this club comes in and just cracks you in the chest, dealing 11 damage.
Ha!
So
Tanked it.
as this creature comes in, you move as you swing your sword to kind of like just preemptively get it. It ducks underneath, and this club just cracks you right into the rib cage. And that impact like felt like a solid hit, like it hurt like a son of a bitch. But your armor held you, and you don't feel any wounds breaking or any like ribs cracking. But that should definitely fucking hurt.
Ugh! Savage!
As now
Nice,
it's the
take it like a
secondary beast, and
man.
as this thing leaps up, wielding some sort of shafted spear, and is going to do a plunging dive towards Gordon.
No. And I am -2 to be hit. You need to stop.
It still hits you.
Anna roll.
Considering how bad my rolls are, there's like...
Yeah, take it like a man.
8 points of damage to you.
And -4, so I take 4.
Yep. As this thing jumps up and spears, you kind of like raise your hand to block it, as the spear then goes through your forearm like a couple inches, and kind of like the beast lands down and it puts all its weight onto your forearm. You can actually see the jutting of the other side of your forearm as this thing goes through it, and it kind of twists a little bit, kind of wrenching your arm down. And now you two are kind of locked as it kind of snarls and yells in your face. Its broken yellow teeth and just all that nasty gunk. And then the second one's coming in, and it's going to go straight for the dog.
Bro.
It has this kind of crude-looking bone axe. Looks like it's made out of a jawbone of some like horse or maybe a cow. 8 hits.
Wait,
And
does
10
the
points of
dog
damage to
have
the dog.
Does the dog have a minus to be hit? What's its combat?
What?
I'm trying to
What's
pull
the
up
dog's combat score?
It's not letting me open the dog's one anymore. I didn't like it when I had 2 of them open, and now I can't open it.
Hunting dog. Combat 1, so
Let me see.
it's a -1, so he misses.
It
Oh, there
Puppy
we
is
go.
safe.
barely. All right, because it was about to cleave the fuck out of that dog. And so yeah,
Far.
as it just comes over, and you see this thing two-handing this bone jaw axe, cocks back and swipes at the dog. The dog narrowly misses by backing up as this creature sinks that massive jawbone into the snow. And it kind of
The dog
looks
is-
over at the dog, snarling and hashing, and seems to be kind of like clawing forward to reach over to grab it. All right,
Not
next
chocolate
up
volcano
in the
cake.
chute, not flan. Gordon, you have your arm impaled by this twisted spear as a beastman is roaring in your face. This thing towers over you. You could see these things would be massive if they weren't all hunched over and their legs were digitigrade and had this kind of like weird posture to them. If this thing was standing up straight like a normal human, it'd be easily, taller than Rom, but in its hunched over state, it is kind of twisted, gnarled, tight muscle body. It's just screaming at you.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I am going to stab the one whack the one in front of me with my warhammer,
Okay, go ahead.
which is this one.
All right,
And-
-2, so that attack will miss.
-1. It's their combat divided by
They
2.
have a Okay, so yeah, -1 then. So yes, that will still miss as you your arm being torn back as you take your warhammer, kind of smash it. The creature kind of like braces its shoulder to the strike, and it kind of hits it. And it seems that even though you do hit this creature, it's just so tough that it just kind of ate that shit. The creature kind of batting your warhammer aside. You're still holding onto it, but kind of like batting your hand aside.
Historical revisionist, die!
All right. Next up is Rom.
You two are like the gimmick couple.
Gimmick.
All right.
What?
I will run forward at the one that just hit me in the ribs and slash it with my sword.
And that's gonna hit.
Yeah, I hit with an 8, I guess. And then I will.
Nice.
It's damage. Do I add my combat skill to damage?
Oh, damage? I thought damage
It
was
is
just straight. But we should double check since I missed that on. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right place.
I'm trying to find it too. Looking in combat or something. Because it would be good if I
Yeah, it
added
says damage
my...
roll, damage dice.
That's it?
Roll damage dice, subtract armor, and subtract for stamina. At 0 stamina, character is wounded and out of combat. Roll physical +6, continuing for each wounds -1.
Okay.
Single attack does twice. If it does twice over stamina, target is dead.
Alright. So not adding combat, so damage. Okay.
You got I think you should be able to add your physical to damage. I would say if it's a melee weapon. That's just my personal hot take.
No, it would be combat. All things related to doing violence.
Yeah, I say add your combat to it. I'm gonna say add your combat to it. So that's gonna be 10 damage. I'll say add that. We'll just from now on we'll say that until otherwise said.
I don't want the monsters to be able to do it.
It's
fine.
It's
more
9.
brutal that way.
9 damage. I have combat 3.
Nice. So yeah, as you like bring up your sword, you just chop a deep gash into this thing as it howls in pain. It's still up, and these things are tough little creatures, but they don't really wear armor. Most of their protection comes from their natural hardiness. As this thing's like bloodish, like blackish red, like bile and blood just kind of smear the snow as it kind of recoils back from the savage strike you just gave it.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, next is Knick-Knack.
Okay, so I'm kind of like pushed into the middle of the group as we're all kind of on either sides. Which one of them looks the most injured from my companions slashing and fighting away at it?
Okay, so if you take a quick glance, you look around, you see that Gordon is currently being stabbed, and he's trying to make some weak attacks against this thing. It keeps batting it away. One is going after Aya's dog, which is not, it doesn't be hurt, but one you just saw, you looked over, you saw Rom take a chunk out of another creature with his his bastard sword. That one seems to be the only one that's been wounded currently in the quick little seconds that this fury has been happening.
Rom's legs, making sure that he's not going to trip up the big man, and goes in low with the spear, aiming for like the growing guts of this creature, making a combat roll if you can.
All right.
He's got a
make
machine
combat
gun.
roll.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep, that hits. Do some damage. Weapon damage plus combat.
Five. Rolled really low.
Nice. So as you come up underneath kind of Rom's leg area, you just kind of stab up and you hit this thing right into its breastplate. And to your kind of surprise, it didn't go that deep into it because these things apparently have really thick bones. It almost felt like you just stabbed more of a rock than bone. As this creature also, again, howls in pain, just glares down at you. And you could see it grab your spear with its offhand as it's now staring at you with menacing eyes.
Can you attack on twice on the same turn, or is it just once?
Once.
I think it's just once.
Unless
Alright, well-
if you kill something, you can move up to 2 meters and attack
Right.
again.
Yeah, the frenzy. Yeah. So then I guess I'm just holding on to my spear while he's holding onto his spear while also rummaging into that blood-stained bag, trying to grab another oil flask to maybe splash it into this thing's face and burn it from up close.
All right, Aya, you're up. This thing to straight eat your dog.
Aya is going to go try to save her dog. Good guess. And she's going to be slashing at it with her short sword. Back, you evil, filthy
All right.
beast! Nobody touches my puppy.
And she
Nice.
was not amused.
Unfortunately, that will miss. As you run up, creature, as you give a really not like you were really pissed off. This is a very powerful strike, but you overextended, you oversent it as you swing down to chop this thing. You would have taken its head off probably, or at least a good chunk out of its neck. But the creature kind of recoils back, and all you hit is the snow, and your sword sort of sinks into the ground. Not enough to cause like any penalties later, but just because you really fucking sent it home. As the thing recoils back and it cocks back this bone hammer, like this bone axe almost, and it starts like braying at you and making these like weird guttural sounds that sound like a mixture of a human scream and a goat's cry.
You filthy beast, you should go away. Is my dog gonna roll to try to bite it?
Do you want it to?
I want it to run away.
I don't prefer your dog. It's your dog. It's your other character. Like I don't prefer your dog.
Okay, my dog, which has like no attack, is going to go and try to slink. Oh wait, no, actually it does. It does. My dog is gonna try to bite it because it's there, but I have no idea what the weapon would be or what the bite.
It is has combat 1, bite 1d6 damage, piercing.
Oh.
It missed anyway. 7.
Okay.
Armor 0.
Yeah. As the dog kind of runs up to try to attack it in the leg, the creature real quick gives it a sharp kick, sending the dog back. No damage, just dramatic. As it kind of like scampers up and gets back on all fours, kind of like getting to your side as it, it's also its lips are curled and gnashing and biting, but also it's knowing that these things are bigger than it, so it's kind of like hiding behind you a little bit as it's doing so. And we will go
Good
back
dog.
to the top of the round as
It's a terrier, guys. Think small rat dog.
Poor
Black
little red
Russian
disc.
Terrier.
That's even sadder.
as the beast man that recoiled back from Rom and just got stabbed by you, Knick-Knack, is holding that spear. It's going to bring that club up and try to smash your skull in.
Watch him roll 2 6s.
Oof. Yeah, that hits, I
All
believe.
right.
What's your what? Do you have a shield?
I have no shield. I have 2 protection, so I just took 6 damage.
All right. Yeah, as a like
Ow.
Knick-Knack, as you get hit in the head, you at first you don't really feel it. It's more of the sudden hit of force that sends you into the snow, and your eyes kind of focus in and out as the snow just kind of like is resting on your face. You can feel the cold and this kind of numbing sensation as the sounds of combat kind of drown out, and then you feel something warm trickle down your head as you don't really know what it is, but it's this warm, slow feeling as like you touch the top of your head and you can see you pull your hand back and now there's blood covering your hand. Rom, you just saw your little lizard friend, if you want to call him that, just get
No.
his head rocked in. He's now on the floor. He just got like bonked like a son of a bitch.
I want to point out
like-
the way that combat works. We don't actually take wounds until our stamina falls all the way down. If we
Okay.
don't lose stamina all the way, it comes back after like 10 minutes of resting, and then we're fine. So the way that
Okay.
you
But yeah,
describe
this is just
wounds
thematic,
that like
like,
last
if-
for a long time, I know. I'm just saying they don't actually like have any effect after combat if we don't lose all our stamina.
Gotcha. Too easy. All right. I just like combat to be more dynamic than you hit, you miss, you hit, you
No,
miss. I
you're
like,
right.
you know,
For
describing the
sure.
act.
I just want to point that out.
No, you keep doing it. I can role play around it for the mechanical part. No worries.
Yeah, nope. I just wanted to
All
point
right.
it out.
No, you're
Okay.
good. And then let's see. Next is going to be Gordon. You're trapped and locked in with this one with a spear, as it's going to pull that spear out of your arm and then try to run it through your chest. Hey, a miss for
History
once.
is on my side. History rules.
As it thrusts the spear towards your chest, it thrusts with one arm,
Would you
and
like
you
some
kind of
tea?
like do a quick side. You do a quick sidestep as the creature kind of like hits nothing but air, and it kind of like grunts and brays in frustration as you kind of like move around it.
I
And
lick
then
my
finally,
eyeballs at it.
the third one tries to charge at you with that two-handed bone axe. And it is going to hit.
Okay. All right.
What's your combat score?
My combat score is 2, and I have 2 armor or 3 armor, or 1 or -1 to be hit at least because I have a shield.
Okay, so
Okay, so that's
it's a
still gonna
9.
hit.
Still hits.
Still hits.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Actually, this might. All right, wait.
Second thought.
So this comes out of my endurance. And it's the -2 armor, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you
my
take a
current
13.
score. So my current endurance is 1, and it's gonna send her into a berserker rage.
Cool.
Nice. As this thing comes in and cocks back, you raise your shield, but this creature slams the force that you've never really experienced before, as from one solid impact. Like you've done sparring and training, but it's always been more like a controlled environment. This thing is coming at you with the intent to kill. Like it is trying to end your life, as it smashes this two-handed bone axe into your shield, the force of which it feels like your arm is about to break, and it slams the shield back into your chest, and you can feel like your rib cage bend bow underneath the pressure. But as you do so, your eyes light up, and that feeling in your heart, if your blood starts to boil, and that rage building inside you. And yeah, you can go at that rage if you want.
All right. It's not gonna be my turn yet, but she's going to be screaming, and I will do that
Nice.
when it's time.
It is now back to the top of the round. It is now Gordon. Your turn. You sidestepped, and this creature missed the attack.
Hate. The hammer of history to your face. Man, I can't hit for shit.
We're gonna party wipe.
You smack it across its face, and it kind of like its head kind of goes back, and it slowly comes back and stares at you.
I pee on it.
No, you don't.
As you wet yourself, you can feel the warm liquid run down your pants
I don't
and
wanna-
start to freeze and making it very uncomfortable.
Ah!
All right, next is Rom.
Yellow
You're up.
jacket for a reason.
This is horrible.
Wow, that's a terrible pun.
Oh god, I will pick the most wounded one, since the one that attacked me, I guess, is ignoring
Which is the one
me
in
now.
front of you.
Yeah. They don't want to play with me.
Well,
I'm
it
too
got
heavy.
stabbed and quickly. No, like so you're still you and Knick-Knack are still there. You got stabbed by Knick-Knack and kind of went. It kind of like swatted him basically. It just went bonk, and it's now still staring and looking at you.
I guess so, but he should have been standing behind me. He has a pole arm that he can attack from back rank from.
Yeah.
He
He
It's
said
not
he
a
went
long
under you
polearm,
between
it's
your
just a
legs.
spear. There's a spear and a long spear. I don't have the long spear.
You should
Yeah,
invest in
he's-
a
and
longer
also
spear,
he's-
friend.
Yeah, like Rom's like, oh, damn, you should have had a power spear, dude.
I just watch him get conked. I'm like, that happens.
Yep. Been there.
It happens. All right, I'm going to, I guess, try to kill this thing. 2d6 plus 4. Screw you.
Oh, nice.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell,
that hits. Oh man, wish that was critical.
Yeah, I need 2 6. Damn.
No, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is. If it's an 8 to hit, that's 7 above.
What do you need for
Oh
a crit?
shit! Yeah, that's a critical hit.
By 6 or
critical,
more. Yeah,
it-
you're right. Attack causes maximal damage,
Yeah, so yeah,
plus
you hit.
further effects as described at the tables at the end of this section.
Are you
So-
in a berserker rage too?
I am just a.
No, he
I'm
just
always in a rage. That's my secret
Oh, and-
cap.
he just built.
That's my his.
Yeah, I'm
That's
doing
my
Uh,
secret. I'm
Oh, I was
always
wondering about the
So,
plus
out-
4.
Oh,
that
hell
was what I
yeah.
was.
Okay, so I do 6, 12, 18 damage, plus
What kind of weapon?
You
Slashing.
removed his arm.
removed his arm with I
Yeah, he
removed
cut off
his
his
weapon arm. Spills to the floor, so yeah. 6, 12, 18. Removed his arm and needs to roll physical 6 or lose consciousness if it's not already dead.
All right. So I'm gonna just go ahead. Describe to me how you killed this creature.
So I'll describe it from Nick Knack's point of view, as he's laying on the ground and the thing is standing over him, maybe like raising its weapon up to bash him, finish him off. You just see Rom, this huge hulking motherfucker in heavy armor with his sword and a half, come up and just bisect this thing at the shoulder, like the whole arm while it's raised up just goes flying off in an arc, and the thing is like stunned for a moment before when it turns around, I plant a boot in its chest to send it just flying into the dirt next to you, into the snow, to just bleed out and scream its last breath.
Nice. Yeah. As the shock and pain of blood loss starts spurting out of this thing, knick-knack, this thing lands right next to you. You can see its wild and frantic feral eyes slowly stop shaking and kind of get loose, and then all of a sudden the pupils dilate as steam rises from its severed arm stump, as blood just pools around it, melting into the snow. All right, next up is... See, it's not a total party kill. You just have to critically hit these things.
Yeah.
Knick-knack, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Is there any that aren't in like direct melee with a companion?
They're all in melee, but the only one that is not like kind of locked would, I guess, would be the one with Gordon, because it's more of like they're kind of like missing and doing light hits, whereas the one with Aya, like they're actively trying to kill each other. Like it's a brutal fucking just smash bash kind of situation going on over there.
Yeah,
But
the big problem is
If you
that
did notice, what's up?
he doesn't want to throw
Yeah,
his
they're all
spear
locked in
into
combat,
a
yes.
melee and potentially hit a friend. Yeah, and then he also doesn't because like the
That's
oil
fair.
flask, the military flask has a 1.5 meter radius, so I assume that means they would get hit as well.
It would engulf the friend, yes. Yes, it would.
I didn't see any.
All right, so
rules
he
about.
trudges. He kind of pushes himself to his feet and trudges
didn't
over and tries to stab one of them in the back, avoiding his friend.
Okay, I didn't see
All right,
anything
well,
about
which one are you
not
trying to go
being
to with
able
one
to
with-
do. I didn't see anything about not being able to do ranged into melee.
So I would rule that you can, but if you fail under a certain amount, you will hit your friend.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
and the physical is I don't have bonuses to physical on this character. I just have bonuses to combat, so I'm kind of worried about hurting somebody.
Friendly fire is not friendly, especially when I only have one
So,
point left.
Which
So, yeah,
which
I
friend are you
guess
going
he-
to?
he-
assist,
he trudges-
Gordon or Aya?
He trudges up behind near enough to Aya where he's not within like direct melee range, and he's gonna throw his. No, that's probably gonna be considered bad too. Yeah, he just trudges up close enough and tries to stab the thing fighting Aya in the back.
Okay, go for it.
I feel like it getting stabbed in the back should help it have extra pluses.
All right, yeah, that hits for 8 damage.
Oh, not necessarily, because the minus
that's
one
true.
for these things combat bonus. Is flanking a thing in this game?
No.
Well, neither is.
No.
This is at ranged, costing you.
Yeah, combat is a very nuanced for certain situations.
All right. For future, do we all want to say that if you are flanking or multi-attacking opponents, that it gives you a +1?
Yeah,
don't
I like
care.
that. It also fucks us over if multiple enemies are attacking us. So
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So yes, you would hit the creature. As you kind of like reach up and you can't really reach its back, but you stab it in the back of the thigh. And for 8 damage, again, that spear. Again, these things are just not. They don't wear armor, but these things have really, really tough hides, really thick cords of muscle. And you stab it right into the meaty part of the thigh, and the thing kind of like roars back, and it kind of like kicks its leg out, like as if like a kicking mule almost, and it like pushes the spear out, and the force of which kind of like makes you take a few steps back, but you're still in the fight.
Okie
But it's more focused on this woman with the shield that is trying to bash through.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, because she's also almost dead.
Let's see. She's not almost dead. She was out of combat. Aya, it's your turn.
So, Aya is going to yell and attack the one that is attacking her. I'm not entirely sure how to
Nice.
roll this for it. She should now have a plus. Oh, I guess it's +4 to damage in combat, not +4 to hit. But she does have the. I think you were giving people something related to their combat score.
You get an advantage to hit.
So yes,
I do
you
get an
roll
advantage
and
to
put
hit?
your combat score.
No.
I was
As a
saying that
berserker,
since the creature's being flanked. Oh,
as a berserk, when she's
What's
in
the berserker get?
berserk, she gets an advantage to hit. Roll 3d6, drop the
Okay.
lowest, and then +4 to damage.
Yeah. So.
But
Okay.
she also has an advantage to be hit.
Yes. So I'm gonna be rolling.
Okay.
2D. I'm rolling it separately, I guess. 3d6, right?
Roll 3d6 plus your
And-
combat. Yep.
Plus my combat of 1.
Yes.
I'm doing it separately here. We drop the lowest.
It's an
Okay.
11.
So it's
So
an
that's going
11.
to be a 11.
And then after that, I'm rolling my 3d6 plus 4 for damage.
And
You have a
And
3d6
if-
short sword. Damn.
if it matters, does the you also, what was the other bonus you were giving for melee from physical?
I mean,
or
it's
combat?
it's still hits. It was the combat.
I
But
know. I was
does the
just
short sword do 3d6
okay.
damage?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so as you go in and you like scream this, Valkyrian scream, you push back with your shield, you jam the shield into its face to give space, like you just fucking shield strike it, and then you take your short sword and bone knuckling, like white knuckle gripping this thing, just start hacking at this thing like a piece of wood, just cut, 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 cut as you're just chopping into this thing multiple times, pushing it back step by step. Blood is dripping out of this thing as it is just losing vitae like a motherfucker. As you're
Do
just
not
taking
hurt
deep-
my dog!
as
don't know.
this thing is very, very fucked up looking. Like it's like now kind of like on a knee as you're just repeatedly smashing into this thing, just driving into the ground. Like you're using your sword like a fucking hammer, just beating this thing to the fucking submission. As this thing is going to have to make a test to not just go immediately unconscious. All right, makes that.
My
And
dog's
now
gonna
it's
try
going
to
to
bite
attempt. All right, go attack it with the dog.
Get him, Loot Fisk.
Yeah, I'd say for how wounded this thing is, yeah, the dog does get the coup de grace. Tell me how the dog kills this thing.
The dog reaches
Uses
out
a cloth.
and rawr, rawr, it grabs its by the throat and rips its throat out and shakes it like a little rat, even though it is way bigger than it, so it's like basically chewing a circle around its head.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
the dog tackling it between your relentless onslaught. The dog kind of reaches up, grabs the jugular, kind of like knocks the wounded beast to its back as it kind of like rips out the little part of its throat. The beast is kind of flailing and choking on its own blood as it kind of like mellifluously kind of lays there as like the dog kind of moves a little bit of its own body with its just thrilling force. The creature that is left alive, seeing the other two, seeing that this is no longer a advantage engagement, quickly turns heel and runs away into the snow. Its disintegrated legs giving it a burst of speed that it just runs into the night, braying and screaming. You don't know if it's
History
screaming
hates
out
a
of
bad
fear,
loser.
pain, or anger. But as the fight settles and the quietness and stillness of the air kind of kicks back in, the wind picks back up, and now all is silent. You are now out of combat.
Aya's going to continue stabbing the thing for a while.
That's
Until
fine.
someone tells her to calm down or until it's been at least 5 minutes.
I will not do that. I will go over to the little knick-knack fellow and pull him to his feet.
Oh, he's already kind of pushing himself up,
Oh.
and he thanks you for the help. Oh, thanks, Rob. Excuse me, hang on. And he grabs his spear, and he doesn't push you aside, Aya, but he begins stripping the bodies.
All right. If you start stripping the body, you will find most of what they have on them, as terms of items. You find the one. If you're at the one that A is at, you find its bone axe, which is this big, unbalanced, heavy cudgel weapon that is just unwieldy for you to carry or drag.
Wait, are
Looks
we
like I said, it was
doing
made out of.
D&D type of like stripping things?
I don't care
Nick
too
Nack's whole
much
thing.
about.
He mentioned that.
Yeah, I literally just strip things. So you can give me just flavor details if you want, because he's probably not going to be able to grab too much stuff. I understand.
Yeah. So it looks like it was made out of the jawbone of an animal. You can even still see the molars that are still in that thing. That was using as like a handle, and you also see like a couple of skulls. Some are animal, some look humanoid. You see some fingers that have long been frostbitten off. Worryingly though, you see that some of them have looked like they're like being sucked on. Um, you see some flayed skin, some flayed hides that are just matted and rotted beyond repair. Um, yeah, these things do not carry items. They don't have stuff like that.
He just kind of takes a tiny little thing from each one because of his obsession, and then he wanders back over to the
Okay.
party and goes, "All right, well, everyone good to go?"
They're not all dead yet. We should go kill them all.
I want to get to that farm like now, so we have like a building to hide in. I don't want to get caught out again. I just got fucking hit in the head harder than I've been hit in a long time. Pretty sure my everything is bleeding.
Right. We should get moving. Stop stabbing that damn thing and let's go.
Knick-knack goes
Fine!
and-
And she's gonna
Knick-knack-
clean her blade.
Knick-knack goes and
throw
grabs the
things
pole
at her.
in the snow and follows after.
You need a
And I-
longer
All right.
stick, small one.
Yeah, and they're not really balanced for my size, are they? Big one.
We have... Oh, wonderful. We have Shorty and Tolly.
Do not call us that.
Say, Rocky and Bullwinkle is what I was gonna. But Shorty and Tolly is a lot funnier. I don't know why.
They call him the Moose Man.
I was gonna say.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna
As
start
as
trekking off to the farm.
all right, as the four of you all kind of leave the side of this brutal sight, if anybody was listening to sounds as you start making your way and the light of the lamp leaves the area,
Ears don't work.
you can hear this sickening crunching of meat and flesh and bone from behind you from the corpses. So
Assuming they're being eaten
like
by wildlife.
Rom. Well, yeah, Rom, you do remember these things are cannibalistic, so they're not gonna let a meal go to waste.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna ignore it. Keep moving.
As you all move, let's load this up.
Question. How long is it taking for
Answer.
our stamina stuff to go back up?
It takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
All right,
10
let me
minutes,
know
yes.
when
By the time
when I'm fine.
by the by the time you reach the farm, you would be back on your stamina.
Okay, that's
Foul
nice
beast,
to know.
man.
Yes,
So
there are
as the four of
smelling
you
men and beasts.
make your way towards the farm, you could see that it's a quite little cottage. The ground has been covered with snow. Anywhere that they would have tilled earth, has been covered right now. Normally, in the springtime, when the snow melts, that's what waters the ground. But right now, it's all closed up. You don't see any light from the inside of the house. You don't see any smoke coming out of the chimney. And for those that have keen eyes, roll me a physical to see into the darkness.
No keen eyes
Anybody else
here.
want to try to roll?
Do I
Sorry.
even really need to roll when any light is normal to me and darkness is dim?
Yes, you still need to roll. It's dim light. Yes.
Okay.
Can I have my dog?
Whereabouts is going to be
Look.
harder. Yeah, your dog can look, but your dog
I-
can't really tell you what it's seeing.
It can bark. It would be physical.
Oh yeah, it can make noises, yeah, but it can't really like do anything. So,
That's a good ground
is
beef.
your dog smelling or hearing?
My dog is looking because its nose is very cold.
Okay.
Good ground beef.
So your dog will not be able to see. Rom, you're not able to see. And then Nick Nack, can you give me a roll, please?
For physical or lore?
Physical to see through the darkness.
Does anybody have torches?
Oh god, no. That's a
We
critical
have-
fumble.
I
So
have lanterns,
as
and I think I took.
as Nick Nack, as you've been the one holding this fire, that crack to your skull really kind of did you in. It's like you've been kind of zombie walking this whole time because you're just like kind of dazed and confused. And you've been looking at this lantern almost hypnotically because it's the only thing that's really keeping your attention right now. To the point when you looked away to look at the cabin, all you see is a blackness from the purple dot seared into your eyes.
I can't say shit.
So you are now yeah, you can't see anything like at all. It's dark.
Oh god, I got dark
You
blindness.
kind of light you light blind yourself. So yeah, none of y'all really notice anything really. Although Anya, your dog is definitely acting. You don't know if it's the fight that happened earlier that's maybe making it a little scared, but it's acting scared. It's not growling; it's whimpering
Oh.
now as you get close to the cabin.
There you go. It's whimpering.
As who wants to make their way towards the cabin?
I will go first, as I am the tanky boy.
All right,
Knick-Knack's blind right now.
Rom,
Uh,
you've been to this place a few times actually, but actually a few times because you live outside of the village. You've come over here. You've actually broken bread with these people. You've traded furs and meats. They've invited you inside, and they fed you, kept you warm during the cold days or when it was raining. You were on friendly terms. You wouldn't say these people were your friends, but you at least knew them. The father was a well-built, strong man, a proud man. The mom was a nice woman, very plain but very kind. And they had 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 son. The son kind of would always ask you all these really, that sometimes you thought it was annoying the way he asked you so many questions of, have you ever met a bear? What's it look like? What's a wolf look like? Have you ever gone far? How far have you gone? Can you give me something? Can you give me something? The girls were more scared of you than really anything else. They just kind of like sat behind their mom. The mom, of course, didn't really pay you much mind. She was a very kind woman. And the father, again, a very kind and loving man. But you do know these people, relatively. As you come up to the house, it's cold, empty, kind of lifeless feeling, as if this is less of a house and more of skeleton of one, an empty, cold thing.
I'd like to, if
As you open the small door,
I'm gonna grab a lantern from Aya. She'll give me one, and ask her to hand me a lantern while I go and investigate.
She will give you her single lantern, and it does have a thing, and she will help you light it.
All right, I'll take the
All right.
lantern in with
so
me.
you're holding your sword in one hand and you have the lantern in your other hand.
Yeah.
Okay. As you come up to the doorstep, as you come up to the steps, the lantern's light reflects off the wood, and the wood is now frost covered. That's how cold it is right now. Again, any exposed skin you have kind of burns, but again, you're more used to it than others. As you shine the light, it looks as if no one's lived here. The door swings lazily open and close in the wind, and the glass with the little windows is completely frosted over. You can't even see through them anymore.
Is anyone here?
I don't
The only
think
thing that
anyone
answers
wants
back
to
is the
answer
wind.
you.
No one answers back.
All right.
It's dark in that house, very dark.
Well, I give no fucks. I'm going in to find these people. I walk in with my sword, my lantern. I'm going to walk around the house, trying to find something.
All right. As you walk inside, you see the house looks still, as if frozen in time, both literally and figuratively, as everything has a thin layer of frost on it. The light from the
will-
lantern kind of. What's up? You want to come in?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. At least go. It sounds like it's big enough. If I'm in the doorway, I'll be able to help him and help look.
Yeah. So you can come in too. As Ram, you feel a little kind of nudge as a little gecko man kind of pokes his head in. But you see
Ooh, I'm gonna
like the
climb up on
frost
the
covered
roof
sheen, the light.
or ceiling.
Okay, as you put your gecko hands onto the fucking walls, they freeze and it hurts.
Oh.
um,
I'm
but
warming up my hands.
I mean, you can climb. It's just gonna hurt you. But as you shine your light and you look into the room, you see that everything looks empty and barren, and then something catches both your eyes. You don't need to roll for this. You
Not just
see
one.
frozen. What's up?
No, just nothing. Go ahead.
You want to roll? Go ahead and roll. No, go
No.
ahead and roll. It's fine. You can
I
go.
was making a joke. You said both my eyes. I'm like, not just one? Go ahead. What were you
Just
saying?
not just one eye. I was saying both your eyes because there's two guys looking over.
As both you guys is I believe what I heard you say.
Oh.
But anyway.
Both you guys is his eyes.
Okay, I heard both your
As
eyes.
you look into
I'm
the
like,
room.
It's like
No, you're good.
Flambe earlier. We're on a roll here.
Yep. Fucking yeah, like Flan or whatever his name is. Creme brulee. Fucking. You see a pool of frozen red liquid on the ground, and then I need both of you to actually do roll for this. I need both of you to roll to see more than just that.
Nope.
I see things.
You see things. Rom, you're an experienced tracker, an experienced ranger, and so your eyes quickly move around the room. You see that while the room does look still, it doesn't look how you remember it. Chairs knocked over, things smashed on the ground, broken pottery, broken dishware. In the wood, as you put your hand on it, you can feel that there's some sort of long rakes deep into the wood that have etched in there, tattered, drapes that you can see now blowing in the wind. And another thing catches your eye. As you step in, as you're running your hand along the wall, you feel a prick on your finger.
Hope it's not a spinning wheel.
As he falls asleep. As you look, you see that through the window smashing through the glass is a bunch of vines with twisted thorns on them.
What the hell is this?
And then also you definitely can see that whatever that pool of liquid is definitely blood.
Yeah. Well, Rom, he doesn't. He's stone face as usual. Staring around in the room. Are we on the? We're on the first floor.
Yes, there's a first floor, and then it's kind of an open loft. There's upstairs. It's kind of steps that lead to the open loft where the whole family would sleep together.
All right. Well, I will make a note of the vines and the blood, and I will head upstairs to check that area as well, just to make sure I'm like looking over the entire house before I say anything.
Okay.
Aya's gonna
this
now
happens-
come in and have tried to look around too.
Yeah, I was about to say I was going to jump you guys outside, but if are the rest of y'all coming inside?
If Aya shows him in, yes, but he's still presumably blinded from his very poor
Yeah.
roll.
Come in this way.
Hey,
She's gonna
if
put
you-
her
if you're
hand
walking-
on his
yeah, I was like-
head and like move him so that he like is adjusted. You're my friend because you have light as well. And then she's gonna whistle her dog up.
Seeing eye dog.
I'm just imagining, like you walk away and Nick Nack's just still standing there. His eyes like blink blink, like he's like one eye goes and the other eye goes, like just
And like
kind of
what-
staying
what-
there dumbly a little bit.
One eye is just continuously leaking because it's just like a little bit like light damage. So he's just like, okay, I heard the crunch of snow. So he's, I'm coming,
Are
hang
we
on.
moving?
Since you're only 4
Yeah,
feet,
so-
right?
Yeah, like
She's
straight like
gonna
yeah.
literally
3 feet.
put her hand on top of his head and turn him so that he doesn't walk
Ow.
through doors. Or walk into doors.
Whoa, okay,
And direct him using that.
Okay, whoa, step, left foot, right foot, left foot. Door frame, why didn't you turn me? Thank you.
I am only watching the main part of your body. You need to be able to use your spear as a cane.
Fine. And I guess the rest of you from inside the cabin begin hearing like thwack, thwack, thwack of wood on wood as he's literally smacking back and forth to make sure he doesn't run into stuff.
Yeah, the room does get lighter though if there's 2 lanterns in here. You can see more clearly. It's a relatively small house, but it's it's enough for a family. As you make your way upstairs, you see that what was once probably a very you never really went upstairs. You kind of more stayed downstairs, and you never really stayed the night over. But as you go upstairs, where you could see they had this kind of like large bed that they made out of thatch and furs and all this kind of stuff, you see a sight of all 5 people frozen over, dead. Their bodies sewn almost into the bedding with these thorny vines that have protruded through their bodies and out of them and have sprouted these twisted looking flowers of red scarlet. This is something you've not seen and very unnatural.
Yeah, I'm going to slowly just step around the room, looking at it from every angle. I'll like take the tip of one of the vines and cut it off and take a look at it, inspecting it. He's not going to say
Alright.
anything to
You can
anybody
see-
else as he's doing this.
Yeah. As you cut the vine, a little bit of something leaks out of it, and you can see that it's red. And when you feel it, it has the same viscosity as blood.
Should I taste it? Would that be ranger enough?
It's up to you.
Smell it.
That's on you, dog.
I'll take a tiny little bit of it and just do that manly thing where I touch it to my tongue and see if it tastes like blood.
Like a
It's
TV
definitely
cop
blood, and then
sniffing
when you
coke.
do so when you take it and you put it to your tongue, you taste the iron and like that kind of metallic taste of blood. But you also taste something else. This kind of like it almost tastes like this sickening, sweet, poisonous taste, like that just foulness that like just
it makes you instantly spit. Almost, it's like it's like
Yeah.
a reactionary.
I spit it out and I stand up. I look at the family, and wordlessly I'll walk back to the stairs. Is anybody up here with me?
No, I think you were the only one who
No,
was
it's just
upstairs. The
you.
rest, yeah.
Okay. I will walk back down to the others.
You narrowly dodge underneath the butt end of my spear as Knick-Knack is still walking around, and I would assume you probably catch it midair to avoid getting hit.
Yeah, I'll grab it and I'll hold it and I'll look around at the others. The family's dead. All of them. Even the children.
Oh, I thought I actually hit something and we found something here. That's awful. I'm so sorry. Can you give me back my spear, please?
I don't let go. I gesture to the vines on the window.
Give me, Rom, give me, Rom. And you can see him pushing and like feet skidding on the floor as Rom's not even moving. Like
The vines, they're full of this blood. Like it sucked out their blood from the bodies.
How do you
Anything-
know? Are you a botanist?
I tasted it.
She's gonna retch over in the corner.
whoa.
This is very interesting.
Are you saying there's
Is there-
there's blood in the vines?
I
Is there
think that the
anything like
vines
this?
sucked out the blood from the bodies.
Do they look desanguinated? Like are they do they look like they're mummified?
If you have the stomach for it, go and look for yourself.
Oh yeah, no. And he bounds up the stairs with no real issue.
You are sick.
So
Why
yeah, you
would
come
lick
across the
something
same.
like that?
How else are you supposed to know?
I don't know. Ask someone.
Knick-Knack, you do see the same scene that was previously described, and you don't know if they do look thin, but the almost briar-like film of twisted and contorted vines makes it kind of hard to see their bodies, but their faces do look very shallow. You don't know if that's just because they're dead, or if that's because of the frost or something to do with that, but they do look very gaunt.
Okay, he comes bounding
Yeah.
back down the stairs. I
And real quick, as you do so, Knack, before you do all that, give me a I'm gonna call a perception roll, but it's that physical sight roll.
11.
Your vision is starting to, oh shit, nice. As maybe it was the dimness of this area, but like your vision came back, and as you kind of like are coming down the stairs to say what you're about to say, you see a glint in the corner of your eye.
Shiny.
There's what's that? He kind of glances over, trying to get a better look at it.
It's a ring.
Okay, he picks it up, kind of spinning it in his hand, kind of looking over all the sides. Is it engraved? Does it have a stone?
It is a very good ring, actually. It's made out of gold. There's engravings in it, kind of like that Nordic
Oh,
Celtic kind of like weave. And then centered on it is the jewel stone of a blue jewel.
Oh, pretty. Would it fit on his finger?
It would actually. It unsurprisingly, it would fit on your finger.
It goes right on.
Oh god.
I'm like, perhaps we should have checked for magic first. Or perhaps I could do a history search for it. Or for the vines. Do you want to talk to the dead people? I can do that.
You can do that?
Who questions?
So he just slips it onto his finger, Pearl, and then just kind of doing the old, holding
Yep.
it up above his head, kind of looking at the stone, just being like, ho, 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 shiny.
Can you really speak to the dead?
So are you not trying to hide?
No, he comes back down the stairs, holding it up on his finger.
I'm not paying attention to him.
Okay.
I'm focused
So
on
everybody
what
sees you
Gordon said.
That's fair. Yeah, the Gordon just kind of let a bomb drop that he's a necromancer, apparently.
Uh,
I can speak to dead bodies. Each dead body will answer 2 questions.
Well, then we have questions to ask the people upstairs.
Oh yeah, come on up. I jacked one of their rings, so don't tell them about that.
Uh, Ooh,
shouldn't
that's
s-
pretty. Can you show it to me? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna want to look at it. Oh, it's so nice. But you totally need to get
That
something
is-
that goes better with your skin tone, so you should totally get that to me.
You shouldn't rob from the corpses.
Well, hang on a second.
Dude,
As Anya, Anya, you and Rom, as you both kind of look down at Nick Nack's ring, you've both seen that ring before.
was gonna
That's the
say,
prince's ring.
can we try to identify it?
This is the prince's ring.
Oh,
Hold on a second, I'm gonna
wonderful.
call.
That's a clue. But it's so pretty and it doesn't go with your eye color.
Mr. Necromancer, we need to go have a chat.
You know what? You know what? Anna,
Not
please roll a social.
necromancer,
Please
spirit
roll a
talk.
social, and if you succeed, Nick Nack's gonna hand this over. He kind of glances up at you. You know, I'm gonna have to disagree. And then he just kind of like bounds away while staring at his hand and kind of humming.
Precious. Okay, everybody
Yeah.
needed a bio.
Perfect, good timing. So, what questions are you gonna ask here, the Todd?
Yeah.
That I was gonna say, what should we add? When
We have
Pearl
3
comes-
bodies, right?
5.
Yeah, we have
5.
well,
Five.
I
Yeah,
need
'cause
to
it-
know if I can do one roll to talk to all of them, or if I have to do a separate roll for each. Sorcery
gotcha.
is dangerous when you screw up.
but we have time to do the actual spell casting. So unlike what Faust was talking about, where it was like
Yeah,
during
but
combat.
if you're 4 below what you need, bad things happen.
Oh, great! I'm actually enjoying the system. It's pretty brutal, but I like it so far.
All right. We can at least ask one, and ask it what killed them, and
Aren't we trying to look for the prince?
where's
So
the
we should be-
prince?
Where's the prince?
Why is there
Yeah.
a freaking ring here?
About what happened here, what killed you, they might say the vines and be done.
What happened here?
Rom is like looking out over the room, seeing the destroyed house, and he looks at the rest of
Why-
you and says, "What kind of king lets a family like this be slaughtered? Powerless."
A weak one, evidently.
Because
I was gonna.
kings are everywhere and great and powerful and almighty. She's gonna like roll her eyes at you and flip her hair.
So like, I guess out of character because Nick Nack doesn't know that the ring is technically the prince's yet. You guys haven't told him, but are we going to maybe ask why is the prince's ring in your cabin?
Yeah.
Probably would have to tell Todd's character about that.
Yeah.
What killed
they-
them, and why is the ring here?
Okay.
So I guess Nick.
And
Nick
then
Nack-
where is the prince if you have to roll for more people, right?
Yeah.
So
I would just say that like like you guys can inform Todd's character then, because if you tell Nick Nack, he might not give the ring back.
Okay. I'm gonna be back in a second.
I thought those were the 2.
Yeah, I like that. I agree though. This is a good little break.
I'm gonna go
That's
grab
fun.
a cookie.
all
Ooh.
right, we'll do a quick bio break. BRB.
Yeah, I'll just type for pro. I've returned.
Oh yeah, being chillin'. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get on. Move that
That
gear
was
up.
yeah. That was the oddest little trend for for a little while.
The what?
My first, well, like there's a little trend that was happening at quite a few of the events that I was going to, where people would either be just screaming "Let's go" or they would be screaming "Send it." And I know "Send it" has ended, but "Let's go" is still very alive and
Oh
well.
yeah. Let's fucking go is very much alive and well. The battle
It
cry.
definitely
We are
It-
back. Or
it
I
de-
am back.
yeah, it definitely made me feel weird because when I was rock climbing a lot, sending a problem is the terminology you use for actually like completing a route. You send the route. So when people were starting to say "send it," I was like, hey, don't use our word.
That's our thing.
That's our thing. It's our weird niche thing that we made up for our stupid sport.
Wait, what is this?
When you are able to complete a route when you're rock climbing, either doing sport
You're cutting out so much. I'm
climbing or
only
traditional
getting.
climbing or like a whole bunch of other types of ways. It's called. God damn it! God damn it! Hang on, I'll try. There we go. So but when you route from top to bottom without fall, it's called sending a route.
Every time
Okay.
you hit the important stuff, you cut out.
I'm done. I'm done.
I like it was like root. Root.
And every time you.
I really liked the and he screams.
That was great though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was planning on doing Anya or Aya screaming, and then it was just didn't quite work. But so, what's going on?
Waiting for Pearl to get back from his phone call.
Oh, it was a phone call. I didn't see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw "be right back." Did he say what? Huh. Okay.
This is a bit late, but when you make that comment back to Rom, he like glares at you and he says, "If you cannot defend your people, you don't deserve to be king."
Yes, but are you going to be able to defend every person at every moment? Are they each going to get assigned a bodyguard? Hey, if that's the case, hook me up because I have
Need a
more
job.
money to make and I need a job. She's going to blow on her fingers after rubbing them on her chest because obviously she needs to buff them.
You are my natural enemy.
I am your natural enemy. How am I your natural enemy?
like I don't know. You leave me speechless more often than not. I have no
Oh.
argument.
Wait, is this a true Faust is Anna's natural enemy or the character's natural enemy?
Well, the character that I'm playing right now.
Oh, that too.
Sorry, I'm just
She
making
can
a joke.
be his natural enemy. She's blonde haired and blue eyed, and you have dark hair and what color eyes?
I don't know. Brown.
Brown eyes, obviously natural enemies. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oy.
From just listening to Anna's half, it sounded like people were hitting on her.
Hitting on her for what?
Well, I'm blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
Nope. I was trying to come up with the reason for them to hate each other, and that seemed like a great one.
We don't need a reason to hate each other.
I was gonna say, yeah, the way Rom's personality comes across, he doesn't need reasons. He's already there.
You're also from the same village, so you could have had 1,000,001 different encounters that just pissed Rom
No,
off over the
actually-
years. Like,
You're right.
All right.
If, from our backstories, if
Whoa.
now entering the zone. Um,
Your mic is all messed up, all jacked up.
Pearl.
Whoa. And
there you go.
back? Okay. He's back. It's only
Is
for a
the mic
moment. Just a little quiet, but I think I can adjust that myself.
Here, I'll move it closer to my face. Is that better?
Say something else.
Hello.
You're back. Sorry,
All right,
Faust. Your
sorry about
character
that,
can
phone
hate
call.
my character if you want.
Well, here's the thing.
She was the bodyguard for the princess, but she is the ex-bodyguard because
Right.
the
So you would know
princess
that
died.
Rom is the former, well, the son of the former king, and there's bad blood between those families. So it's only natural for us to not particularly like each other.
Well, they fired me, so she's not really friends with them either right now.
Oh, well then I don't know. I don't know, Anna.
Okay, Pearl.
All right. So, what was happening?
Well, Gordon explained to Rom that Gordon is a spirit talker and can talk to the dead and ask them questions.
Okay.
I
And
was
think
wondering if I could use lore to see if there's anything in the history about plants like this. And then I needed to know,
So you're trying to see if you're trying to use lore to see if this is a natural plant.
or just to see if there's any sort of history about it or anything.
With what little things you have about it, yeah, you can try.
Cool. Okay, and I'm going to roll 3d6 plus 1 because I have advantage for history. Wait, oh, yeah, like I needed it. So a 12.
Okay. Okay. So, as you look at these vines, there's history would give it too much credit, but there are stories, there are tales. Most consider them to be fantasy of creatures or beings that once used these vines, or vines like this, or wooden kind of weapons like this. Although, what they are, like I said, has no real basis in history. But it's definitely something supernatural and not of this world. It's not a naturally occurring thing. It wasn't like some plant that just it happens to be carnivorous. No, this is a creature that uses this stuff.
Cool. And for spirit talk, is it, since I'm close to all three, is it 3 or 5 bodies?
There are 5 of them.
So I'm this close to all 5. Is it one roll to talk to all 5? Separate, can ask them each 2 questions, or is it one roll for each body to ask each body 2 questions?
It's probably separate.
1 roll for each body.
Okay, just checking. You never know.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 thing. There's no mass ask question. Unless you want them all answer and you just say, which means you only get 1 question, or it only gets asked twice.
That's pretty creepy.
And
Okay.
that would be weird for listening because it would be who heard what.
Well, it's the answer to the best of their knowledge when they died. So if they, if somebody, broke, somebody was, sorry, if you cast illusion on somebody to look like the prince, and that person broke in and killed them, they'd report that the prince killed them. But okay, then I'm going to cast a spell. It takes 10 minutes to ask one of them 2 questions. Who shall we ask?
Which one?
Probably the father.
Father? Okay. It is a lore roll. I have a +1, and I need an 8 or better. I rolled a 9. So, history has questions for you, my sir. Ram, what was this gentleman's name?
GM, what was this gentleman's name?
His name. This gentleman's name was Hathar.
I have a question. I have 2 questions for you. Hathar, what was it that killed you?
As we ask this question, you all feel that the wind in this place has been relatively still, minus a couple of breezes from the broken window. As all of a sudden, as if it couldn't get any colder in this place, the life or any kind of warmth that these lanterns are giving you almost seems to dim as wind starts to swirl around the house, and slowly you hear the sound of breaking ice as you see a jaw start to slowly open, cracking as the lips split and the cheeks start to rip open as like the just tight and frozen flesh starts to rip open. The eyes slowly cracking as they widen. As Hathor, in a very broken and shelled voice, goes, "What was, sorry, repeat the question again, just to make sure."
What killed you?
As he kind of weakly, this large man made low, kind of weakly goes, "The beast."
And his name was Hathgar?
Hathor.
Hathar. And so, history has one more question for you, Hathar. How did the prince's ring come to be here?
You could see his frozen, dead eyes kind of shift slightly as he looks over his dead family. And then back to you, and then back to the ring, and then back to Rom. And he goes, It came with him. As you see, then he kind of like, his eyes roll back, and his body then kind of just freezes back into place.
Well, pronouns are so helpful.
Yes, history is often like that. Ram, did you bring it here, or was he just looking at you?
He was referring to the prince, obviously. The prince brought something here.
The ring. Or the beast, or both.
I don't know. That wasn't entirely helpful.
No, it wasn't.
All right.
Glad I took that.
You look- you say that as you-
risk
when-
for those questions.
As you look to the sky, he goes, "That wasn't really helpful."
No, Ron just says that like, like, I don't know. We didn't really learn anything from that. All right.
I have a question for God. Why?
Why? All right. Sure.
Multiple more bodies, right?
Well, we know that a beast
ask more.
killed them. So some beast that maybe controls these vines. Do you want to try again?
He
Maybe
said
ask
the
somebody
beast.
else.
So
That beast?
he said the beast.
The beast, right.
Right.
Yeah. There's several of those. We killed some on the way here.
Well, we
Fair
killed some
enough.
beast men, but not
Beast men.
The beast.
not the beast.
Oh. Damn. I
That
hate
doesn't
the
sound-
X-Men.
The
Alright.
beast, which out of character, Anna suspects is basically your family haunting them. Or Rom's family.
Say that to my face! Alright.
Do you want to have a fight?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do get it. Well, not yet. Alright.
Wow.
Get out! Alright. I look over to the necromancer, the Todd, and I say, do you have any other ideas of what we could ask them? Anything that might be helpful to us? Like where this
How
beast
do we
went?
kill the beast? Where the beast went?
It's not. It won't. They won't know. They died before it left. I'm sure.
Where's the prince? Which direction is the wind blowing?
I'm gonna go outside and look for tracks, see if there's anything I spot. And I'm going to go
All right,
outside
give
and look
me
for tracks.
a physical roll. All right.
Could I use lore? Wilderness survival skills?
Yeah, give me some lore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
So as you go looking around, you don't really find tracks. The only things you find of note is the vines that crept up through the window, smashed through. They seem to be almost going down from the side of the house and going into the snow.
With no other leads, I'm going to start digging up those pieces and try to follow the vines, see where they lead to.
Yeah, and as you dig up the vines and you kind of grab them, you feel them. You feel one that they're warm, and two that they're pulsating with a steady rhythm.
Gross.
Sweet.
Should we search this place and burn it?
Down for burning something. Let us light a bonfire.
I forgot who I was asking.
Yeah, there's two people in the party who are now vibrating out of excitement.
I agree.
Fire!
We should burn this place.
After searching, we need history. History is helpful.
You're going to be history if you don't help me
Right,
find
Leo.
something later.
So while you guys are doing that searching, Nick Knack is going to be like emptying out one of his oil vials in, some good places, strategic places to make sure the fire consumes the entire building.
Anya is totally going to be helping him.
Hell yeah! It's just me and you, just like fire fairies, just like dancing around. Just over here,
This would make a perfect spot. She's gonna
splash it on
see if
curtain.
there's
Over
papers.
here, splash it on. Oh, perfect.
The only parchment that they have in the house was a drawn sketching of the family.
This will make brilliant kindling, and then it'll go on their pyre and take them up to the glorious world together.
Oh yeah, they're dead. It's like we're burning it in effigy. It's totally like religious.
Uh-huh.
The way you speak about the dead disturbs me for some reason.
Well, die and
Oh,
then you can judge us.
You
I
first.
probably shouldn't
I
tell
think
you
he's
where.
judging you now.
I probably shouldn't tell you where I got my spear then.
No, you shouldn't.
As the group of you prepare the funeral pyre of the house, is there anything else that you are trying to look for? Because it seems that Nick Knack and Aya are busy, getting the shit ready to burn. Gordon, what are you
Historian,
doing?
come out here and help me find some tracks.
Aya is going to
Okay.
have taken look around and see if there's any cool stuff that she can take that would be sell really well, because she is an out of the work guard.
Def-
So do I need to
define
roll for
cool.
that? So
define what is cool to look for.
okay, so she's going to be looking for anything that is sparkly, shiny, and looks like it would be easily packable and take money or be worth money.
Any candlesticks, nice cutlery, anything made
Yep.
of metal.
Kobold had a candle.
That type of stuff.
All right, yeah, make me a roll for looking around. So that's gonna be physical, I guess.
Physical. She's not very good at physical, but okay.
Just because you're like,
She's too
you don't
distracted
find
by the
anything of
fire.
value in this, and yeah, you don't find anything of value in this poor farmer's house.
Oh well, we'll burn it down and they can have it with them in their space. I'm hearing echoes of myself when I'm talking, so it's really awkward.
Try again.
All right. Oh, that worked out fine. Everyone's muted.
Oh no, sorry, I'm
I'm not
here.
muted.
My cat. I didn't realize I was needed in the scene. My cat is very distracting.
Very good. As the two of you prepare the house to be burnt, Gordon, is there anything you're gonna be doing?
Evidently, Ram has asked the historian's assistance in looking for tracks.
All right. Give me a lore survival roll, please.
No history.
Nope, no history.
Damn, we
As
suck.
you also don't really find anything of use. But again, you find those vines. That's probably the only lead you have right now.
Do they go into the ground?
They go into the ground, but they do. You could try maybe like tugging on them or pulling on them, or they sometimes you could try to like move the snow out of the way to see if they resurface.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to trace them and follow them back to wherever they're going.
Okay. As you slowly kind of like, Rom, you're now kind of like your hands and knees, kind of like pushing the snow away and slowly, almost like kind of following a rope, pulling the vines up. And, they're covered in thorns and bristles and you're trying to like your best to not to like stab yourself. But they're kind of easier to find because whenever you move your hand over the ground, you can feel a little warmth there. You dig a couple inches down, you pull up, you find a root, you find one of those vines. As you do so, you could have sworn not only as a pulsating or something like that, but like, did the vine just move a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sure that's connected to some evil plant, beast monster thing that's sucking blood.
As
It's not a vine, it's a vein.
Knick-Knack and Aya, the house is very much now saturated and ready to be burnt.
All right, burn, baby, burn, barbaric inferno. And
History
then he lights it
suggests
up.
getting out of the house first
Burn,
is
burning.
better.
She's gonna be
Burning down the
dancing around.
house.
I think the two of us exit from different doors, leaving a trail of fire behind us.
Oh, the light is burning us. We shall see in the dark because there is some fire.
I hear this
and
as I'm like
everyone-
falling away. I'm like, fucking psychos.
Yeah, and you can hear a cackling coming from behind the building. Just
The perfect picture of health.
All right. As the house goes up in flames, you can hear the wood cracking and burning as the bonfire of this house going up in flames illuminates the entire area. And for
Now
a
we
while,
can
it's just
see.
roaring and heat and flame. And then in the distance, Ram, as you're kind of like following, you're a couple feet away from the house now, as you're like, trying to meticulously doing this. All of a sudden, those vines kind of like separate behind you. You hear them snap, and as you're holding on to this vine, the vine just starts slicing through your hand as it starts pulling away at a super fast speed. And
Suggest we follow the vine.
I'm going to attempt to follow it.
Oh,
There
you'll
goes
just
fire
take 2 stamina damage from
bugs.
this.
Are you gonna try to keep us with you?
I will yell at them like, the vines are retreating. We must follow them.
Okay. She's gonna try to grab something that's on fire and chase after them.
Ooh.
All right, so you can grab like a stick or a branch and put it in the fire.
Nick
make a
Nack
torch
still
if
has
you
his
want.
lantern on a pole, so he's still going.
Yeah, she's going to have grabbed a stick or a
And
pole
we're
and
off.
light it.
All right, as you all race through the woods, I need you all to either make me a physical check to not get tired out from running through the snow, or a lower wilderness survival check to not get lost.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do lore.
Both are.
I got a
I'm-
9.
Physical, you said, or
Make
lore?
it-
Those are both the same for me. What do you do? And my dog is also running.
So ignore the second physical. It was the critical fumble. God damn it.
Okay.
You're distracted
So
by the
as
fire.
the party races off, no, as the party races off, chasing after this thing at high breakneck speeds, Knick-Knack, this snow is deep, and you're trying to keep up with the party. One, you're 3 feet tall, and two, it's really deep snow. And as the party races off, they've now left you. The light of their trailing torches is leaving you in the distance,
God damn
and
it. God damn
you're
it.
now alone in the darkness. And you can hear things behind you. As you look back, you can see the long shadows of stuff moving out as the fire creates these shadows, and you can see things moving through the trees.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. And he's just hauling ass trying to catch up.
All right. So, as you do so, Knick-Knack, make me a survival lore roll. 'Cause it's getting cold.
That's a 9.
All right. So you're able to slowly, like you're still very far behind, but you're able to follow the tracks of your companions who have just left you in the fucking dust, as you are slowly isolated. And as you move further and further away from the fire of the burning building, you hear things moving around you. And as you look and peer through the whatever is left of the light, you can see creatures on 4 legs circling you with black fur.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, I need everybody else to make me a physical check to notice that you've left your friend behind.
Could I use lore?
No, you're having to. You all are focusing on this as if you see him or notice him.
Wilderness survival skills mean nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
no.
I actually
Oh,
forgot that he
no.
exists. Knick-Knack
Oh
who?
no!
There's only ever been 3 of us. There are
Patty
3
whack.
lights.
Even my dog doesn't notice.
No one noticed Knick-Knack.
I am the
I'm
worst
aware.
wilderness guide ever. This is why I took
No.
lore so we didn't get lost.
No.
Like, this is a very dark ending
So-
for our little lizard friend.
So
He could try
Knick-Knack.
yelling for us.
you could, but so now Knick-Knack, as you are alone, and you like the wind is biting at you and the snow is up to your chest as you're trying to trudge through. Again, you're following the tracks of your friends, but like you keep looking up and down to make sure you're following, but you also hear those things that are out there in the woods. Then maybe they're beastmen, maybe they're not. And you know there's other things out here, at least you've been told. And then I need you to make me a physical check to see you want to. So what do you want to try to do, Knick-Knack? Well, actually, I'm going to ask you. What do you want to try to do here? You are
So-
isolated, alone, and separated in the cold.
Knick-Knack is now panicking a little bit, so he pulls out the knife in one hand, pulls out one of the oil flasks, and kind of gets it ready for light, and then
Cuts
runs
out.
over and pushes his way through the snow to a nearby tree, and then climbing said tree.
Okay. Do you have the ability to climb things?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
It's an
Make me a
ability.
physical check to climb that tree. Oh yeah, Nick, you scamper the fuck out that tree. As you do so, you can swear that you look back and you hear like something running at you through the snow, and then a snarling, and then a bite as you hear teeth on teeth nip at air as you look down, you see what looks to be this large wolf creature that has been stalking you, and now is circling the tree. As you have scampered up at a couple of feet, as it kind of like, pulls up and it tries to, claw at the tree. And you're just sitting there, kind of.
He won't scream. Like, he'll scream, but I won't scream. So Knick-Knack just starts to scream to try to get their attention.
All right. Everybody, give me. This is gonna be a relatively easy check, hopefully. Physical to hear this man scream. Oh no! Come on, somebody.
Well, if it's easy, it's a 4 or better.
It's not easy because the wind's been howling.
I don't even care. If
Somebody, come on!
Fine, I'll roll it, but I don't want to.
You hear, but do you care?
So here's the thing. Yeah, no. Here's the thing, Rom. If you don't care, you don't have to say anything. It's like you hear Knick-Knack, you hear on the wind as you're racing after this vine that's like moving through the woods at breakneck speed. You all are running after it as you really quick go. No.
Oh my god! But
what do you
GM,
do, Rom?
you know my backstory. You know my intentions.
I know.
Hey,
what are you gonna do, Rom?
If Rom can leave me behind, you can do that.
This is the one
Rom
shot. Like,
wants to
it's
be
okay.
a good king.
Shit. All right, hold on. All right. I stop, for the briefest of moments, and I. Damn, this is hard. I don't want to leave a player behind, but in character, I totally would.
Player's giving you permission.
That is the glory of
All
one
right.
shot spouse.
I'm sorry, Con. I already planned this out. I have to leave you. You were never meant to survive.
Okie dokie. So I'm left to my own devices. Let's do
I'm
this.
sorry.
Let's see what happens.
So
you could survive.
Rom is the one person in the party who hears the scream for help, and he chooses to ignore it and continue chasing the vines.
Like, literally, he was the worst person to hear for help. Oh man! All right, so Knick-Knack, we're gonna go to you real quick. We're gonna wrap. We're gonna see what happens here. So there's this large wolf, this massive canine, is now circling the tree. As you have one knife in the tree, which is like kind of helping you up because you're not tall enough to go to the branches that are way at the top. But the tree starts to sway in the wind, and the wind is picking up as you're holding yourself here. What are you gonna try to do?
Oh, fuck you, little fucking dog. You think you can fucking come after Knick-Knack? Do you come after Knick-Knack? And he lights one of the oil flasks and hurls it down at the dog's head, not really thinking that, he might light the tree on fire.
Oh no. Okay, roll.
Hey, if you
Oh,
if you
God,
see
okay,
fire, she might notice and call.
That's
Yeah.
11.
No, y'all are long gone at this point. Like Knick-Knack's gonna have to find you guys. You guys completely left his ass behind.
So that's 2d6 damage.
So nice.
It's 8 damage, and I believe
yeah.
it's, hang on. It is just fire damage. It's not technically lit on fire.
Okay. So this fireball happens, and the heat rises up, and it kind of hits you too. Not enough damage, but it kind of like singes you a little bit. And the creature kind of recoils and scampers. You can see that its fur has been singed and is smoking now, and it's kind of like rolls. It's starting to roll on the snow just reactively as it kind of scampers away. Now you are left all alone in the pitch black darkness. The wind howling. Your teeth are starting to chatter as the temperature seems to be getting colder and colder.
All right. Well, only knowing
You
where
see no light anymore.
one direction is, he's going to head back towards the burning farmhouse and try to shelter in one of the outbuildings that might have been on the farmstead.
All right. Knick-Knack, as you make your way back towards this farmstead, again, you're alone and you're scared. The house is still burning. That's just going to be burning for a hot minute. And you find what looks to be like a little shed kind of near to the house.
As you open it up, you see that there is like a number of farming equipment, like a sickle and hatchets and that kind of stuff. And it's small enough where you could, if you wanted to, curl up and try your best to, wait if that's what you're trying to do, or see what happens. But as you kind of get inside, you can hear more things out there, and not just wolves or beastmen, but other things, scary things, big things, things making strange noises, and you don't know if they're attracted to the light or scared to it. But you can hear them moving around.
He kind of just gets into the shed and kind of closes the door, and kind of knowing the position he's in, he just kind of lines the shed and gets into a position with the spear he picked up to attack anyone who comes to the door. Assuming the worst.
Okay. Man, this is kind of sad. All right, we're gonna cut back over the rest of the party. So
Should I have gone to
hopefully
save
don't
him?
freeze
I don't like that we left a player out of the game.
It's
It's
a one
fine,
shot,
don't
guys.
worry.
If this was a long term campaign, I'd be slightly salty, but it's a one shot.
Yeah, no, it's one shot. Like this, like I'm expecting all y'all to die. Like fucking, and we'll see if we'll see if he freezes to death.
Only
or
one
not,
that
Gavin.
lives.
He could be the only one that lives, or he could be the only one that freezes to death, or whatever. But like, we'll see what happens. And so actually,
Perfect.
give me a stamina roll,
Okay.
Knack.
So
What
just
is
a
that?
physical, or
Yeah, physical, please.
He can start controlling my dog if he wants to roll for shit.
Yeah. So you will. So would you like to play as the dog?
sure, why not? Ruff, ruff.
So here we go. I'll transfer control to you.
I knew I made a dog for a reason.
Mark. There you go. So you can now play as the dog, but Nick Nack, with that roll, you are. It's getting really cold, and you can feel your arms starting to get a little weak, and you feel the frost under you, and hopefully you don't fall asleep.
Isn't he next
Oh,
to
no.
the
Because
burning
you've heard
building?
stories of people not waking up. He's inside of the shack next to the burning building, because the
He
shack
can
can
go
keep him
outside
safe
in
from
the
whatever's
worst-
outside.
Yeah, in the worst case scenario, but there could be stuff outside. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a shack. We'd have burnt that too if we remembered.
Yes.
So, cutting back to the rest of the party that left their cobalt friend to die. As you all are racing to these vines are whipping through the trees until finally you guys get to a wooded grove. Where you can see that the trees have stood there for a long time. And you can see, Rom, because you're in front and you're looking down, that the vines are no longer retreating. They retreated into the ground, but they're not moving anymore.
Okay.
Uh,
So I'm going to look around and see what I see if there's any trace of anything, any tracks, any sign of movement.
the dog runs up and pees on the vines.
That's a good cupcake.
Flambe.
His snake keeps changing to different patrons.
We're hungry. That's what we name it.
Haha, you have pee in your blood now. Haha.
Alright. Anya's gonna be looking around and go, where's everyone else? I think we're down someone.
Really? Who?
The one that couldn't see in the dark and helped me light stuff on fire. She's gonna walk over and scratch
you
her
all
dog
notice
on the
now-
head.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I must write this down for history.
As you all notice, Knick-Knack is gone. I need you all to give me. You can start looking around and trying to explore this area to try to find it.
Okay, so that's a physical.
Either physical or lore.
They're both 0 for me, so it doesn't matter.
I got an 8 for lore.
11 for lore.
Whoopee!
I found a dog.
Apparently, I am barely sure of which direction we are going because she was a bodyguard in a city and not really wilderness friendly.
All right. So let's see. Let's go with who's going first. We'll go with Gordon. So Gordon, as you're looking around, again with that previous roll you made on those vines and this kind of supernatural-esque element of things, which you never really paid much thought into the supernatural, but hell, you're the guy that talks to dead corpses, so anything's possible at this point. You see one of the trees. As you're looking around, you're seeing a bunch of the trees, and as you scan back, you notice one of the trees is gone now. And then, Rom, as you're looking around, you can see that. Was that tree always there?
Sorry, I was muted. One of the trees is gone.
I'm going
History says that shouldn't happen.
I'm going to immediately start casting Call of the Fang. And hopefully we have 10 minutes.
What is that?
Summons 2d6 animals, such as wolves or giant lizards, to serve the sorcerer until the next dawn or dusk.
Oh, should have done that before we left.
Well, I'm doing it now. Just maybe, I don't know, maybe one attack us in the next 10 minutes.
As you are, how do you call your fang?
Quietly. Very quietly.
Here, Fang.
Oh, God. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, I look up into the sky and go, oh!
Okay.
The dog joins in
as
the
you
howl.
do
Yeah, the dog joins in the howl instantly.
As you call your fang, you let this long and proud howl to the night sky. You can hear a crescendo of other noises echoing back to you of other beasts of the night, and I don't know how else you're going to react to that. But as you're doing that, as you are trying to summon these creatures to your aid, you will then let's see. How many? There's 4 of you guys. 1, 2, 3,
Well,
4. Okay.
3.5.
There's 3 in the dog.
Right. Hey,
Yes.
you feel something wrap around your leg as you look down into one of those vines, and then you get sucked like down and dragged through the trees.
Okay, she's going to be trying to fight that off and stab it with. I would assume that she would have ran with her knife, but I don't know.
All right, you can attempt it.
Okay, so this is her knife as opposed to the other stuff because she didn't have her
You will be
sword out.
taking 4 stamina damage, though. You're taking 4 stamina damage just being dragged through like the underbrush and trees and shit.
Oh, 4 damage. Oh, then she's going to attack
Yes.
with her knife, but since she is damaged, she's going to go into a berserker rage. And get +4, so
And an advantage.
and an advantage. So I do roll 3d6.
3d6.
Whenever the dog can, it's in hot pursuit after Aya.
Oh, and that did not help. Apparently, she is going to be hitting her face against the floor.
No, as you are wildly stabbing from narrow roots, the rest of you all see her get dragged off. Now, if you do anything about it, it's on you.
Yeah, no,
But
the dog
it
immediately starts chasing after.
Gordon, are you
As
gonna
I'll-
help?
you,
And I'm
Aya,
gonna chase the dog.
Rob, are you gonna continue to try to summon your creatures, or are you gonna go help?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep summoning my
Like he's
dogs.
gonna give
I don't care. I watch them go. I'm like, bye. Gordon's got this. He's confident, right? I don't know. Maybe I made some mistakes making this character.
You used to like playing evil people. It's okay. You're a good guy.
Yeah, this is hard. This is hard for me, but it's also kind of hilarious. So
it's good practice for writing.
this is gonna be all my fault when we all are dead at the end of this.
Cool. Excuse noted. I will file it for history.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Rom calls the downfall of the Northern Empire.
I don't need you guys. I got 2d6 wolves incoming.
So Pearl, on a bright note, has Knick Knack frozen to death yet?
Did you see the image I put? That's like the image I
No,
put in
no,
the
I
chat
know.
is just fucking Nick Nack.
I know. I'm assuming he's just freezing to death at this point. It's bad.
Nick Nack, give me a physical roll. Let's see if he froze to death yet.
Crit fail, crit fail, crit fail.
Oh,
You
no,
are slowly
yes.
freezing to death. It's a
I'm
very
slowly
slow,
freezing to death.
painful death.
So
But
I
you're
will
still
go ahead and
alive
say
for
that,
now.
that Knick Knack scrambles out of the shed and goes and sits close enough to the fire because he's now hit the point of freezing to death where he's no longer thinking properly and he's just seeking warmth. So he's escaped his safety and he's like sitting next to the burning fire watching for any monster coming close, kind of half dazed.
Gotcha. All right. Cutting back to the rest of the party. Hey, you get dragged through the woods, and there's this rotted, like knotted tree that stands out, and there's kind of this hole at the bottom of it, and you get dragged and thrown into the pitch darkness of this inner cave, and your body slams onto the ground of this hard stone cold floor, and you will take an additional 5 damage. And the rest of you that ran after her see this twisted, knotted tree.
Can I grab my sword at this point?
Yes, you could stand up, but it is like pitch blackness, like not just dark outside. Like there is no
That's-
light here.
That is fine. She's going to pull out her sword and her shield and actually try to defend herself. And she's
Did you
a
say short? I
So-
heard short there.
Short. She's in a
It's a short
berserker
sword.
rage. It doesn't matter. She's just like flailing around attacking things. Actually, she wouldn't pull anything out. She's going to attack everything with her knife because she is not going to think enough to pull out her sword.
All right. So as you're flailing, you hear a slight chuckling, Aya, almost a mocking kind of way that seems to echo around the cave. But it's not like a normal human chuckling. It's almost like a crackling, like as if this breaking and mending sound, like almost like a twisting and groaning of like wood.
Okay, so she's going to be stabbing the nearest thing that's near her. First thing that's near her. Wow, that
As you
sentence is beautiful.
Flail blindly as you flail blindly into the darkness, you come across what feels like stone. You start smashing your knife against the stone. As again, like you can then actually you wouldn't be able to notice anything. You're not berserker rage. But then the two who go outside, Gordon and Dog. What y'all gonna do? Flailing. You hear flailing and metal on stone, and you hear Aya's just cries of anger and rage.
And evidently she shouted, "Fuck you," for some reason.
Fuck you. The dog is a dog, so it's running up to the source of the noise and trying to find Aya.
All right. Aya, you feel something hit the back of your leg.
She's going to immediately attack it. She is in a berserker rage. And going to
Alright, roll to
attack
attack it.
whatever it is. Oh dear.
Time for some dog murder.
Yeah, except for she's attacking with her knife, I decided, because she's not thinking straight enough to grab her sword.
All right. Thankfully, you
And
miss.
She missed.
But
As-
is berserker rage? Oh, does that not? Oh, sorry, this one
Oh, yeah,
doesn't give me.
That would give you the +4 for combat. Yeah.
So
yeah,
let me
so,
do
yeah,
one
actually,
roll,
go ahead.
1d. Oh no, it's
No. It's a advantage on the roll and a +4 to damage.
So then roll another d6.
I
and
so-
did, and I got a
so-
1, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough. So, no, you rolled 1d, which is a 1. So you had to roll a d6.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, it.
Roll a 1d6.
The game
Yeah, just
sheet,
roll-
you type 1D. The commands, you have to put 6.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh
Wait,
no! Oh no!
that-
Oh,
Yeah,
So
so that's a
that's
12. You critted on
That's
the
a
dog.
12.
that dog.
Oh, okay.
So then,
You crit on the dog.
No, there's no crit because the other 2 dice were a 6 added together.
no, it was a
It's a
7.
6 and a 6.
It was a
It-
6 and a
no-
6.
No, because when she clicked on knife, it doesn't show you the 2 separate rolls when you use the die
Yeah,
for the
that's
thing.
6 and 1. You hover over the
It
7.
does.
The +1 is her skill. It adds the other 2 together. I've been watching them all through.
Oh.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Yeah. No, unfortunately, he's right. I think if that's the case,
Still hit,
then
though.
yeah, you're still gonna hit. You're just not gonna crit. So just go ahead and roll damage.
Oh dear lord. She's gonna hurt her puppy.
8 health, Anna. 8 health. This dog has. Don't
I'm
kill my
gonna-
second
Are
character.
we gonna kill Khan twice in one game?
Yeah. Are you actually gonna kill me twice?
Could we be this
Nice.
based?
I'm gonna have my character of everything kill my puppy. Okay.
This is dark.
Oh, no.
I actually already rolled damage because the damage is 4, and then she's in a berserker rage, so that's
Okay,
plus
so
4. So she's
Oh,
going
the dog
to.
was down to
That's
0.
8 damage.
And if this happens, if
As-
she's gonna realize that, she's gonna kill herself.
Oh, God!
So dark.
So as
0 just
as
means
Aya-
out of
as-
combat, not
Aya,
dead.
She doesn't know that. So Aya, as you stab into this, whatever hit you, you hear the soft as your knife
Oh my
sinks into
God.
flesh, and you can feel the blood pool as this small little body gets lifted up and pushed into the ground as you kind of spin around and like now on your knees as the dim, like even in this pitch darkness, you can feel the soft fur and you can hear the whimpering. And for that brief second, you can feel the full nose on your hand.
Fluffy! And she's
As the dog goes limp.
You can save it. You can save it. It's not dead yet.
she's gonna reverse her knife and kill herself.
God fucking damn it.
Oh my god! Alright,
So
as Aya takes their life as they just sit there and they
But it's
cry
not
and
dead
wail
yet.
at their own like, anger. Yeah, I didn't know that. And so they, Aya, do you really want to kill yourself?
Yes, because
All right. And so
dark-
they cry. They hold their dying dog in their hands. That they are basically killed as they rage against their own pain of their own ward died, and now their only other thing they had to protect is now dead at their own hand. Grief and rage stricken, they take the knife, still soaked in their own dog's blood, and slice it across their throat, ending their life.
So Aya is dead.
Gordon, what
but-
you gonna do now? So, Gordon, you hear all that happen, and now it's really quiet. What's gonna do?
Is there some? Is there a tree that I can set on fire?
There's a tree in front of you. There's a lot of trees actually, but you can try. Everything's frozen and
I mean,
ice ridden.
were the vines going into a tree or something? I missed that.
Yes, they went into the tree. That stuck. That so they dragged Aya into like this.
I'm
knotted
gonna
hole
set that
into this
tree on fire.
All right, with what?
I have those 2 oil flasks that the dearly departed, the first dearly
Yes.
departed, not the second
not-
or
Yes,
third
you
dearly
do.
He's not
departed.
dead yet. He's not dead yet. He's still
The
kind
missing-
of alive. Just
the-
frostbitten.
The dog could be alive.
Knick-knack.
The dog could be alive.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right,
set
so
the tree on
How
fire.
are you going to? How are you going to ignite these oil flasks?
Oh fuck.
If you search Aya's body, she has oil
I have to
flasks.
go into the cave.
You have to go
dude.
in.
Let me
You
look
have to
at
go
my...
into the tree to do that.
Yeah, let me look what I have. Would my healer's kit have matches or something similar?
Let's see. You have a knife, medium armor, shield, short spear, warhammer, crowbar, healer's kit, lockpicking tools, tent, fits of 3, and leftover gold. Let's see what's in a healer's kit. I'll just use a D&D standard one, or if there's a barbaric one. But,
Oh, yeah, I can look on the... For treating
D&D healer's
injuries,
kit,
disease, and poison. It doesn't specify.
No, so no matches then. I'm gonna set this tree on fire with all this oil. No match. So, Gordon,
I'm
it's really
Gordon
quiet
is-
now.
Yeah. History sucks sometimes.
You don't know what's happened. You just heard wailing and crying, and now there's silence.
And the rest is silence. Okay, I am going
Yes.
to look into the cave.
Okay. Give me a physical roll to see into this darkness. I know you have dim light. You don't see anything really in there. It's it's kind of really dim and dark in here. You see no bodies in there. But you do see what looks to be some sort of liquid on the floor.
But it's not on fire, unfortunately.
Nope, not on fire. But you do see some liquid that's pooled on the ground.
Yeah, I kind of suspect I know what that is.
But the,
Man, I should have taken something to set fire to something. Oh, I could. There's no bodies.
no, there's no bodies. But if you want to go deeper in, you might be able to get a better look.
Oh, what the fuck? Sure. Why should I be the only one
All
other
right.
than Wolfman to survive?
So as you go in, you can see that the dimness is kind of getting around you. As you again hear that cracking and groaning sound, and you hear what sounds like something sliding along rock. And as you look around, you see, in horror, where the ceiling would be of this tree is a massive root system, and hanging in all these roots are a number of corpses and dead bodies with all these vines piercing through them, and you can see the vines pulsate as they're draining everything of life essence in this. And as you follow all the vines, you see in the center, almost as if blossoming out, is the prince, with all the vines going into each of his arms, each of his legs, and there's a big vine going straight into his mouth. As his eyes are rolled back, you can see him that he's slowly swallowing every couple of seconds, and you can see that his body is slowly swelling. And then you can hear behind you this cracking and breaking sound, and what sounds like vines and wood on stone. And you hear this thing behind you say, "More food for my son." All right, now we're gonna cut over to Rom. So Rom,
Hi. Okay.
let's see how many wolves came to your rescue.
Yeah. I think I
7.
need to roll to see if the spell even goes off first.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Oh my god! If it doesn't go off, I'm
If
gonna
all that
lose my
happened and it
fucking
didn't
shit.
go off.
Okay. Okay, hold on. There's like GM points or like luck points or something like that. Can I use those to improve this roll just to be safe?
You can re-roll it if
there are
you
2
fail.
hero
All
points.
right. It's a lore roll. I got this. Lore's my good thing. I'm good at lore. Yeah, there's no problem. Watch this, guys.
Please be a
No
7.
problem.
Please be a 7.
Hold up.
Reroll
I
it, bitch.
can re-roll it. I can re-roll it. We're good. Wait, I get 2. I get. Hold up. I get 2, right?
No, you get 1 per roll. So
On the bright
Oh my
side,
God,
you
that's
didn't
so
critical
amazing.
fail.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna walk my way through the forest. Not having any wolf buddies like I wanted. But you know what? Can I just
Magic in this game is brutal.
maybe I could just cast it again, guys? Well, shit, man. Gordon probably needs some help. I don't want to solo the boss. I'm gonna try speed casting it. That didn't work. I'm gonna try speed casting it. So I have to get a 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're panicked. That makes sense. It makes sense. You're panicked, right? Like,
What the fuck, man?
Yes.
I want this to work, so I'm gonna do it again with my last point, and if it doesn't work, then I'll face the consequences of my actions. All right then. You can't make that shit
oh
up.
my god.
You can't make that shit up right there.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Fuck.
and march my sad ass off to wherever this is happening, and I will face my fate.
All right, so Rom, you try to cast, but the winds of magic are not with you today. It's if almost
No,
as
they're
if
not.
something more powerful has been just almost draining everything from this. Not just like life, but just any kind of hope or happiness or anything. And as you make your way towards
That's called
you
the
see the
Game
drag
Master.
marks of which took Aya. And as you can see
Sorry.
the drag marks where Aya went, they're not hard to find. You come to the cave and you come over to that gnarled hole in the ground, the hole in the tree. Do you go inside
Yeah, bro, I go in there. I'm getting right in that.
with any light source or not?
I should still have the lantern, I think.
Okay, yeah, you have the lantern in one hand. So as you come down, you see this thing I just described, and now both of you can see what this thing is.
Okay. Well, I look at Gordon, and I notice that the other one is not here, and I realize that I probably need help killing
No,
this thing.
you see where she's at. You look up and you see
Oh.
Aya in the ceiling.
Shit. All right. Well, is the dog around?
The dog is also in the ceiling.
Great. I can't reach it, can I?
By the way, this is what y'all see.
Bark,
No,
bark,
you'd have to use your
bark,
sword and
bark.
kind of like jump. You'd have to kind of like jump and chop in order to reach the ceiling.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I could have used 7 wolves for that.
dope.
All right. if I can, just real quick,
Save the dog.
I'm gonna jump up and like do a chop and see if I can just get the dog to fall. Because I can heal
Alright,
it.
do that real quick.
I can heal it if I make an 11 check. I might as well try.
All right, try.
All right, I jump up, cut
Is
it, and
there a
then
way for me to assist him in that? I didn't see.
No, the creature's kind of right on top of you. Where was that earlier? Yeah, so
Ooh.
What is
yeah,
happening?
you kind of jump up. You kind of jump up and you chop, and the dog kind of falls. You catch it in one arm.
I catch it, and then I
kinda like a
cast
crooked
my
rocket.
my respite ability that heals as if they have rested for 5d6 days, which I don't know what that is, but
Oh,
are
shit.
5d6.
We're gonna
As if you
assume-
heal for 19 days. I don't know what that means.
And then see if it goes off.
See if what goes off.
You guys see if the spell goes off.
That the 12 was to chop the dog out of the tree.
Oh, really? No, come on! Don't do that to me.
Well, if you do manage to
You know
heal
what?
him, you're
Hey.
gonna heal him by that much.
Oh,
You know what? You know what? Just for the sake of here, for the party, do you want to keep this as brutal? Because I like so. Or do you
Alright,
want to? Actually,
alright.
you know what? Here,
you're the GM.
No, here we got it. We got it. All right, that counted for healing the dog. So you healed the dog. I was doing evens or odds. I was evens. You healed the dog. It wasn't gonna heal the dog, so he healed the dog. So, dog, you are back in the fight.
Bark.
I'm not doing it out
As
of
you all
kindness. I
see
need
this-
your vicious ability. I need
Vicious
you to die
ability
again
to
for me.
do something.
This will make a
And
good
so-
meat shield.
Oh,
And so you
Rom,
see
here,
this
take
evil,
these.
twisted creature.
I'm gonna give Rom the two
So you see this evil,
flasks
twisted
that I
creature,
can't use.
and then, well, real quick before you throw, because this creature's like right on top of you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
What is happening?
Fucking brothers. This is like a Brothers Grimm tale. This is what's happening. Like,
Bomba, Alaska, the hunting
This is-
dog.
by the way, this is exactly what I was hoping for because this was going to be a brutal and dark thing, and I was really going for it. So I'm glad. I'm happy this is happening.
Man, you literally said that light was going to be important. As soon as you said that, I knew it was going to be a survivalist game.
All right, so it's going to be Rom, the creature, Gordon, dog. All right, Rom, you're up. You see this slightly feminine-looking tree creature, like almost twisting and contorting out of the tree itself, and it's right on top of what's it called? It's right on top of Gordon. What are you gonna do?
I immediately yeet a fire thing at it. He tosses
You gotta
me
light
one
it.
like
How you gonna light it?
shit, man.
You've got the lantern.
It's a two-hand thing.
I
You gotta.
I do have the lantern. Okay.
So, right. So you have a sword in one hand.
I
A
stab
lantern in
the
the other hand.
sword.
How do you
Okay.
catch in the?
Gordon throws me the flask. I stab my sword into the dirt for a second so that the hilt is nearby,
The-
that I can grab
The
it.
ground is stone.
Bruh. Alright, I stab it into the dog. No, just kidding.
Oh my
no,
God.
I'm just kidding.
You could just drop the sword, like.
Fine, yeah, I put the sword down for a second. I light the flask, and I'm going to throw said flask at the creature. And hopefully fire
Okay,
is
you
a
can
thing
try.
that is good.
So it's physical to throw the fire thing.
Is it? I can't use combat?
No, it
No, it's physical.
literally says physical. You have to use it.
God. Oh, hey!
Woohoo!
Okay,
Hit.
that hit. What's the
All right,
damage?
so 2d6.
2d6, and hopefully this is worth it. Alright, I throw the
So
fire
the
flask at it,
creature
do 7 damage,
recoils
and
and-
grab my sword again.
All right. So the creature recoils as the fireball engulfs. It also will slightly singe Gordon because they are right next to each other, and that has splash damage.
Woohoo!
So Gordon, you also take 7 damage.
Really?
I said they're right next to each other, and you just threw the fire flask at it. It was said earlier that these things have like a blast radius.
Okay.
If you don't want to play evil person, Faust, don't play evil person.
Well, I wasn't aware of that when I threw it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We carry on.
No, it's fine. It's cool. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, fire engulfs as the whole area lights up now. The creature recoils in pain and fear and anger as Gordon, you also kind of singed in this. Thankfully, though, you're able to shield your eyes. And now this thing kind of like smolders, and there's some like little charred bits of its barky flesh as it stares both at you and Faust, and it makes this ear-piercing scream in anger as it is going to take one of its long clawed hands and swipe at you, Gordon, almost as if it's trying to push you aside so it can get over to Rom. All right, Gordon, what does that do to you?
To me? Oh, I thought you were attacking Rom.
No, he's attacking you.
Oh, I'm dead.
No, you're right. It's attacking
No,
you.
I'm out of combat.
What? All right, so yeah, Rom,
14 points
this
of
thing
life
kinda like-
of damage? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
about your
yeah,
armor?
Gordon, this thing like slices at your.
It's still enough. -4 is still 10, and I only had 7 after the fireball incident.
But doesn't the
Yeah, so
fireball
is this
get
thing, like,
armor too?
Ooh.
So you took
Thank-
3
Yeah,
damage
it-
from the fireball, and then 10 damage, so you
Cool.
have 13. So you got
Oh,
1 point
I
left.
have 1. Yes.
I need you to
Yeah.
swing at least
So,
once,
man,
dude.
good cap. So this thing smashes. It's like kind of gives you a serrated backhand almost, Gordon, as it rends your armor and slashes across your chest. And kind of like tries to push past you towards Rom as it's screaming and howling like a banshee.
I'm
And
going
now
to
it's
whack it
Gordon's
with
turn.
my warhammer.
All right, try to bonk it. Bonk.
Hey.
It misses.
God damn it!
And I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that.
Hit it once.
Yay!
Nice.
Thank you.
It misses. It misses again. I'm sorry.
That sucked.
Wait, how does it miss? A 9 and an 11, or what
I'm
am I
It's
looking
combat
at?
assuming
stat.
it has. I'm assuming it has a
Oh.
combat of at least 1 or 2.
Or 3.
Yeah.
What is its?
It has a
Oh, it
combat of
has
3.
a 3. So it's
Yeah,
a
so-
-2.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's just too short twice.
That's-
He
fucking
was
brutal.
planning on killing us anyway. Just
That's
so
where
you
the
know.
flasks. That's where the flasks are better, but are good because they don't suffer from the minus from combat.
This is
Yeah,
some
that-
shit.
Yeah, that's why I bought 19 of them. Totally.
And they were so useful.
And
They seriously were
technically-
very useful.
And technically, the girl that's hanging from the ceiling, I think she has multiple flasks of oil on her, too.
She does.
Yeah, so she is
I don't
actually.
think we'll live long enough for it to matter.
If they light her on fire, you might be able to kill everything else.
Do I know that?
Because-
Do I know that in character?
You
They
could-
just-
If you
all-
made a
all-
perception roll,
yeah.
you could roll and see. But that's on
All
it.
four-
That's it's Dog's turn now.
I was gonna say, but again, all 4 of you watched as I handed out flasks to everyone, and you might not have seen her throw it. It's up to memory, kind of thing.
Well, she had
Yes.
one from you, but she took. But she also was carrying a lot of oil
Oh, perfect.
because she had 10 by herself.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, no. If you see all that, she's a bomb.
Okay, doggy.
All right,
what
so
is
Dog,
your
your
move?
turn.
The dog is
Dog,
going
go get
to.
stick.
Oh man, I half want the dog to just and run out of here, but no, it rushes forward and tries to bite.
It could go to your other character.
It did 1 damage with a crit.
Oh, no, with the with the crit, no, you do max damage with the crit.
And you roll on the table.
Yeah.
So what do you roll for the crit table? 2d6.
Yes, and
Yeah,
this is like piercing.
it's- Yeah, I've got the table up.
Yeah, it's piercing.
9.
9.
Puncture muscles of chest or back, -1 penalty all physical activities and rolls until healed.
Fuck yeah, dog. So it does 6 damage and then a status effect.
So, is that a crit based upon because it got an 11 plus the one from its combat? So does it mean the total has to be 12 or
you're
it has to
right.
be double 6?
No,
No,
he's right.
You have to be 6 above.
Yeah, so I would have to hit with a 14 to crit or
Sorry.
get double 6s. So yeah, you are
yeah.
right, Pearl. So
Magic
it's
uses
just 1
4.
damage then.
Magic,
No.
I was thinking of
It's all right.
magic, which is 4 below is considered critical failure. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's
Yeah,
nice.
our bad.
So yeah,
Cool.
you bite into this thing and kind of like get onto its leg and you're kind of hanging from it, kind of like.
At least
He's trying. Doesn't look like it did much, but it's just trying.
God damn.
Yeah, the dog's
thing is, like,
loyal,
covered
doesn't
in
abandon
wood
party
armor,
members.
basically.
Mic drop.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of party members, Knick-Knack, give me a physical roll to see how slowly you're dying of frostbite.
Absolutely.
Sitting by the fire, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
but
sitting
still
out near.
getting
still-
exposure.
let me know if I die. I really need a bio.
Okay, I want to re-roll that because I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Even worse.
God.
What is happening?
Yeah, Knick-Knack, you're not doing so great. Like, he's death. Like, that's what's happening. Welcome to death. Welcome to the long night. This is why it's hard. I
have a particular image of him just kind of sitting next to the fire, half of him warm, half of him completely frozen, kind of in a phalanx position with the spear out, waiting for something to charge, but everything's just kind of waiting for him to freeze until it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a very somber moment. But we'll cut back to the fight. As Ram, it is now your turn. This creature is barreling towards you, screaming like a banshee. It's knocked the gecko aside. The dog is trying its damnedest to bite this thing as it's just kind of flailing on as this creature just bounds towards you.
So is it a physical roll to see if the girl is a human bomb?
Yeah, that'd be a physical roll to see if you looked up and you would see her.
Do I see that she's a human bomb?
You see, yeah, she is covered in oil flasks.
Yeah, okay. If I throw the flask at her, do you think it would help me in my current situation?
I mean, are you saying if you like, I would recommend if you're about to make this her blow up with a giant fireball to maybe get the fuck out or get towards the exit. But
Can I do that?
Recommendation. But yeah, you can start making your way towards the door. The creature hasn't really reached her yet, so you could be like running backwards and try to make a Hail Mary toss.
So here's something that I didn't really say because I didn't think it mattered. I chose warrior, right, as my archetype. But I only chose 2 combat moves. I think I get 2 more because I get 1 for every like combat move over or combat skill over 1. So it says
1 for every rank of combat skill.
a character with combat 3 receives 2 combat moves. I got those 2, and then I got I should have 2 more left. Would you mind if I use like split move? It's like the character can attack on the run with melee and missile weapons, and thus sploov. It doesn't really.
Sure.
I don't know what that helps with, but maybe like I can apply that to this situation.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna boogie out of here. I'm gonna run for
You're
the
gonna
exit.
kill Todd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the dog
And the
will
dog.
survive.
And the dog. Well, the dog
Aw.
make an agility roll. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. I don't care.
Wow, you actually got it. Holy shit.
I throw the flask
Yeah.
while running towards the exit
Wow.
as this creature is charging towards me, and I hope to turn the dead suicide Aya into a flaming fireball that just blows everything the fuck up.
So you, as you're running, Rom, like you can see this thing is a very powerful creature that you've never encountered before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clearly probably it's clearly the beast. You see the prince, you see everything, but you remember what they did to your father, what they took from you, and you know this is the only way that you can get back what's yours. As you run back, your gecko friend kind of like looking at you, curiously. Maybe he's trying to draw the creature away so you can get him a sneak attack. The dog scrambling over to help in the fight. As you make your way towards the edge of the cave, you toss your sword out, grab your last oil flask, taking the lantern, you light it quickly, and you jump backwards, looking this creature in the face, and you throw it, and you miss the creature, and the fire rotates through the air almost in slow motion as everybody kind of watches it as it smashes on Aya's body. And as it smashes on Aya's body, you see all the other oil flasks in your body just start to burst and combust, and that oil just takes a chain reaction as fire engulfs the ceiling and everything around it, and this whole thing just like a swirling inferno. As you jump out and land on the cold snow, a torrent of fire shoots through the opening of the gap, and you see this creature clutching onto the side, just getting roasted and screaming. And you hear Gordon just screaming in pain. You hear the dog. And you hear the dog screaming and braying in pain before instantly being pushed out. And then, almost as quickly as it happened, the tree erupts into flames, smoking from the ground. As that creature is trying to crawl out towards you, and its last bits of anger and rage still on fire as it going through the snow, which sizzles as you scramble back. Before finally, as it reaches a hand out, before becoming a broken, charred
Wow.
husk.
Can I try to cover? Can I use my body to shield the puppy, so the puppy can survive too?
Gordon, yes, in your last moments, you do collapse onto the dog and you try to keep it alive. I will allow you to do that.
Okay. Do I have
As
my
the
sword with me, or
inferno-
did I drop it?
Yeah, your sword is next to you.
All right.
It's in the snow.
I grab my sword, standing, like shaking. I march over to the dying creature in its last breath, and I behead it.
Nice. As you stand there, the creature slain, the fire roaring as this tree is just being like immolated.
Okay.
You stand there as the snow falls on your head, and you think about your actions of what you've done. Was it worth it? The lives lost, the prince is dead, Aya is dead, the gecko and the dog probably are dead now too.
This isn't
That
exactly
little-
how I planned it, but this was the plan. So I like turn away from the tree after picking up the head, after looking at it like the last time, and I take a few steps, and I hear like the puppy whimpering at the exit. Oh.
Yeah,
Roll.
yeah, you do see the little char.
Can we roll
You
to
see-
see if
you
the
see a
puppy
char-
survived?
Puppy, make a physical check.
Okay, Puppy's gonna do it. Nope.
Do you have any?
Puppy did not
Puppy
make it. I'm
dead.
sorry.
Do you have
Puppy
any?
will use one of its hero points.
Yes.
Puppy,
Puppies can use Aya's hero points.
Puppy lives. The
Puppy
puppy
lived.
lives.
So, Rom, as you're making your way kind of somberly away, you also hear a sad whimper as you look back and you see the dog hobbling on one leg, its body charred and its face is scarred with burns as it slowly hobbles behind you.
I will go and I will pick up the dog by the scruff and look at it like eye to eye for a moment, just lifting it up and looking at it. And then I'll like tuck it into my bag and walk away. Can I walk back slowly, reflecting on my life, and I will walk back to the farmhouse.
Okay.
Is there any chance I'm
All right.
like not
Knick-knack.
totally dead?
That was how many flasks of oil in a giant burning inferno?
Hey,
There was 10 flasks of oil.
You only had 1 stamina point left too.
So
That would be
I'm
20
just
d6.
asking.
I'm gonna guess no.
no, there's no chance. Gordon, I'm sorry, you're dead.
You shouldn't have given them those flasks, man.
I'm sorry. I should have gave me those flasks. Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, no, you walk over. Knick-knack, make me one last roll.
Gotcha.
See if you survive. I'm sorry, Knick-knack.
Hero point.
Just before help would arrive. Oh, you have a hero point? Do it! Oh, dude, you're just clean to life. Okay, hold on a second. So, Rom, you,
Oh my
you
God.
make your way back to the fire. Yeah, here we go. Come on, motherfucker.
I
All
walk
right, so
up to the burning fire, and I am like
Do it.
trudging
yeah,
through the snow
it's like,
towards
it's
the
more,
house.
It's more of like a smolder now. It's not really
Yeah.
a furnace anymore. It's like some embers and kindling, some little fire here and there.
Just
And sitting in front of the house, wrapped up in a frost-covered blanket, with his little spear hanging out, is this little shriveled lizard man. And the only way you can tell this thing is even still alive is it making this little shivering noises, and you can see a little trail of breath coming out of its nostrils.
I walk up to it, and I'm like looking down at it, and I say, "So you're alive. You're tougher than you look."
All right, Knick-knack,
Unfortunately-
you look up, and almost as if you don't know if it's real or not, but you see Rom standing over you. You keep on going, Rom.
Well, okay. I slowly draw my blade, looking down at Knick-knack, and I say, "You're tough.
But you're no puppy.
Unfortunately, no one was meant to survive this. Farewell,
Knick-knack kind of
small
Knick-knack
one."
kind of smiles and kind of looks up at the blade. You're not always fast enough, big guy. And he leaps back into the fire with his remaining 11 oil flasks. Bye-bye, Faust.
Oh shit! Oh shit, son!
TPK.
Oh,
TPK.
Oh shit!
And let the puppy survive still.
What do I have
Alright.
to roll to survive this?
That's 66 damage.
Let's see.
Hold up.
Here, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick. Where's this? What are those stats again? All right. If you can give me Faust, if you can roll me a hard physical check.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not a lore check.
To like, yeah, hard physical check to like basically like you like jump back. You will be you will take like critical damage. Nope.
I know I explode in a fucking fireball.
But the
And the
puppy
back
survives,
and then-
right?
No, the
Hold
puppy
on,
does
hold on,
not
hold on.
survive.
All right.
Aw.
Hold on. Either Aya or Knick-knack roll for the dog.
I think.
Hey, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
what am I rolling?
Yeah, roll.
Oh, wait. She doesn't
I
have
can
that.
Roll.
Just
You
tell
have
me
the
to
ability
type
to-
it in.
Roll physical for the dog.
So just
yeah,
2d6 plus 1.
2d6 plus 1. Please, puppy, please. Oh, damn.
And use a hero point.
Oh, I
Fail.
Hero point.
TPK.
No, don't hero point that. You can't hero point that.
No,
Oh.
I used both the dog's hero
Hero
points
point
trying
it.
to survive before.
We're out of hero
Oh.
points. That's it. TPK.
That's it. Game over. So
Man, you're a
here's-
little dog.
and here's the epilogue. As fire consumed the party, as fire consumed both the darkness of the beast and the darkness of man, dawn breaks, and the sun once again returns to the dark lands. The evil things of the night retreat back to the hollows which they came. The king's son was proclaimed dead, and those that went after him were exonerated and told of his heroes. Many of them were made into great idols for the town. Search parties went out to go look for them, though. They found peculiar things that didn't add up. The farm burnt down. They found Rom's body, burned and flung out into the snow. They found a charred lizard man in the fire. And inside the twisted and knotted roots, all they saw was just a burnt tree. Many say that it was the sun, and the gods, that took away all the darkness. And it was the hero's sacrifice that allowed it to do so. No one will know the horrors and betrayal that happened that night, the trials and tribulations, the sadness and grief, the struggle to survive, and the entropy of it all. For in the end, light is merely the anomaly. For the resting phase of the universe is darkness and cold. So I hope you all enjoyed this game.
Oh yeah.
Can everybody either post or direct message me whatever you want me to send to the guy for the review on the rules?
For sure. Yeah.
It works
was
for
awesome.
brutal.
No,
That
that
was
a
one
lot
of the
of
most
fun.
brutal games I've played in a very long time. What?
Well, honestly, I think the name and the sword and sandals Conan vibe works really great for the rule set. Like that matches Barbaric, right? Like,
Holy
I
shit.
just want the puppy
I
to
think for a
survive.
one shot, that definitely worked out.
It would be hard for a real game. But yeah.
my only
Well,
worry is that
so here's the thing. I made this particularly brutal because it was a one shot. And the fact that Faust was like the first person who was like, I want to portray the party. And I was like, shit, we doing that? Fuck it, let's ball. Like,
Well,
so
yeah, okay.
by the way, y'all fought a triad. By the way, that was the monster.
cool.
Which one? Can you put it in the chat so that we know?
Just to defend
wait.
myself a little bit, my idea was to kill the monster with everybody, and then I would betray you all, and we would have like a final boss fight against me, where I fully expected you guys to be able to kill me.
Oh, for sure. I like that though.
No, it's fine.
I just couldn't.
The only thing I'm sad about is the dog dying.
Yeah, me too. It's like Independence Day, but the dog actually died.
I tried to save the dog.
The dog rolled like trash. Okay, the dog rolled terribly.
Holy shit.
Like, I crit failure on the most important thing.
Pretty much.
Fucking knick-knack though, with that last little ounce of life.
I wasn't ready for
come on.
that.
Come on now.
That was awesome.
I was not expecting that at all.
Well, it's again, it was one of those things where like Knick-Knack, he's a cold-blooded reptile. He knows he's probably dead no matter what. So if he sees you pulling out a fucking blade, he's gonna do what he needs to do.
I could have survived too. I just had to not go back for you.
Yep, pretty
I got
much,
greedy. I had to
pretty
finish
much.
the job, and that's what killed
You
me.
did.
You got
did.
greedy. You got greedy.
Holy shit, man. Oh my god, I'm shook.
You know what? No one say anything to Daz. Just tell him to listen to the recording.
I think you can maybe
on
guess
the side
from the
note,
chat.
Hey Daz, this was a bright and sunny game. We all had the best time.
Not the puppy. That's
If
all
you want to
it'll
listen
be.
and feel like a wholesome feelings going throughout you, just listen in. Grab some tea and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, settle in for a good old happy romp through the forest. Nothing evil bad happens.
Oh man.
Oh god. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end recording there. GG.